legacy. Visit trustandwill.com. Start today.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
The Morning Extra, every weekday morning from 6 to 10 on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 1063.
The Kimmer Show is only on Extra 1063 every weekday afternoon on your drive home.
What Barack Hussein Puditat, the divider-in-chief, did. Look what's happened to this country in 9 years. Families hate each other. The politics, the Jew haters all of a sudden are everywhere, every college campus. Wokeness, Russian collusion stuff. What's happened to this country, and it started with Puditat.
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 1063 and the Extra app.
5 soldiers are shot and wounded in Georgia. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. The all clear is given now at Fort Stewart. Fox confirms the suspected shooter taken into custody is a U.S. Army sergeant.
The first shots were fired on this massive base at 10:56 a.m. The base immediately went into a complete lockdown. At 11:35, just 40 minutes later, that shooter was captured. Even the schools in the nearby area were locked down during this incident.
Fox's Steve Harrigan, no word on the wounded soldier's conditions, a possible motive for the shooting, or the circumstances surrounding it. A news conference is expected this hour. India's government calls threatened new tariffs unfair, unjustified, and unreasonable and says there will be a response to protect its national interests.
President Trump is slapping an additional 25% tariff on goods shipped from India, bringing the total tariff rate to 50%. President Trump says the increased charge is a response to India buying oil from Russia. The new tariff will be imposed in 21 days, according to an executive order. President Trump has warned of secondary tariffs targeting Russian trading partners if Moscow fails to agree to a ceasefire in Ukraine.
Fox's Jared Halpern. 2 state House Democrats from Texas are forced to flee their hotel in Illinois.
A bomb threat was made at the Q Center Hotel and Conference Center in St. Charles, Illinois, around 7 a.m. local time, where we're told the Texas Democrats have been staying after fleeing the state to shut down the government over redistricting efforts. St. Charles police confirmed to Fox News the hotel and convention complex were searched and nothing was found. Illinois U.S. Senator Dick Durbin was set to hold a press conference with the Texas Democrats that was canceled. Governor J.B. Pritzker also writing on X that threats of violence will be investigated and that those responsible will be held accountable.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. Texas Governor Greg Abbott's asking the state Supreme Court to remove from office the chairman of the Texas House Democratic Caucus. America's listening to Fox News.
Summer is all about making memories, right? Backyard barbecues, road trips, maybe finally getting around to that hiking trail you've been eyeballing. But if you're living with pain, those future memories can be stolen from you. So here's a thought. Call 1-800-4RELIEF and try Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement designed to help your body fight pain. It's a doctor-developed formula made from natural ingredients. Best part? Relief Factor doesn't mask pain. It helps reduce or even eliminate it for good. Whether it's kayaking, running around with the little ones, or just chilling in a hammock, Relief Factor can help you feel better, move better, and do more of the things you love all summer long. So if you're ready to reclaim your summer, head over to ReliefFactor.com or give them a call at 1-800-4RELIEF. Do it now and get their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. That's 1-800-4RELIEF.
Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick, producer, sports raconteur extraordinaire, and the mechanical mangler at the controls. It's Flounder, and it's hump day, baby, so let her rip. Look out. I had kind of a life-changing experience today. I left the house and went shopping, and it was an adventure I shall not soon forget. But first, Pete Davis, what's new in the mountains of Vegas up there? It's a beautiful sunny day. Holy smokes, what a day. Summertime.
Got up, somebody was had a fire going in the fireplace. You could smell it. It was like fall.
Not one of those strangers just popped in on you while you were sleeping. That's an incredible story. Wow, that's. Well,
they only come in and they put the blankets up and tuck me in, and then
wow. Where do you get one of that Mountain of Macon people? Just do you sign up for that or what? How do you? Wow.
You just be you, Kimmer.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, and you attract them like flies.
I was thinking of something the other day. I was thinking of something today because I had kind of a funny kind of not really a flirty experience at all, but in my head I was going to have one, but decided not to at this place I'm going to talk about here in a moment. And it reminded me when I was retired down in Florida. I was like 63 or 4, whatever years old, and I was in this store, and this sweet little Mexican Spanish girl came up and was working at the store. She's probably 22 or 3 years old. And I was wearing my, Marine Corps gear to cover my hat, stuff or whatever. And she kind of, looked at me for a second. She says, "Boy, I've always loved Marines." And I let her go. I never even tried to close the deal.
What is wrong with you?
I know. What I was thinking, the reason I thought about it was, I'll bet you that sweet little girl, that young lady, she's probably 25 years old, I don't know. And I was, 62 or whatever it was. And I'll bet you if I had started actually flirting with her and saying, well, isn't that ironic? Because I love women who love Marines. Says, I'll be darned. And then boom, pow, who knows? And I'll bet you a silly thing like that from a young woman who was just, she was sweet and natural and just bubbly and happy and just, she said something just so, freakishly cool. I'll bet you that if I had flirted with her and cemented the deal where I actually became a boyfriend and maybe we lived together, stuff, I'll bet you from that date 35 years ago or whatever it was, or 40 years ago, I'll bet you that I'd still be married to that girl today. I'll bet you that little incident was more natural and lasting than the route that I ended up on in my life. I don't know why I thought of that today, but a little thing happened at the store today.
This reminds me of a certain receptionist we both know.
Man, oh, God.
You blew that one.
I know, I blew it. And she came into the studio and sat next to me.
I want to go riding on your horse.
Yeah, I'd love to ride your horse sometime.
No.
Well, hell, she was, 22, and I was, was 63.
Your point? She was hitting on you in front of me and John Boy, and you just stood there like a lump on a log, and she walks out, and we look at you like, what? What are you doing?
And she was so cute and so hot and so willing. Beautiful. And actually, she turned. She was young, and then she, an older guy swept her. She hit on an older guy who did and took her away, and then she left him when she found some freaking international soccer player or whatever. But she turned from a slightly overweight, chubby, sweet, happy little cute girl to a knockout. Knockout. And she was all over me, and I just, in fact, it was my fault. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. And I would have said hi to Flounder yet. But here's what led to it. She was the receptionist. She was all sweet. She was nice to everybody, but she was particularly kind of sweet with me, and I go and play tease for her. And I remember very early in the time when I started kind of tease playing with her, I came up to the desk and say hi, and she kind of got all sweet and giggly, and she said, "So, what are your plans this weekend?" And I said, "Well, I thought maybe we'd start off with the drinks on the veranda, then maybe I'd take it for a boat ride." And then said, "Oh, you meant my plans?" Laugh, joke, stuff, and stuff like that used to work. And she giggled and laughed, and then all of a sudden, everything changed. And so it was my, my stupid, funny, flirty one-liner thing that kind of, I don't know. Anyway, what a fun time that was. But see, if I'd have connected with her, she'd have left me for the young Australian freaking, or I guess it's like Puerto Rico or Spain or someplace or Greece or
the memories you would have stored up.
I know. I know, I'd let it go.
You know what? If you were a baseball relief pitcher, you'd be a setup man.
That's right.
And you just wait to the closer.
That's exactly what happened the last time I said. When someone has everything they've ever wanted and then they find somebody better, I guess I'd be the setup man. So that's... Well, at least I'm known for something. Anyway. Hey, Flounder, how's it going? How are you and Mrs. Flounder? What's right now? And by the way,
hi, I'm great over here.
Yeah, well, you're married, so it's kind of hard to talk to you about chicks, So
good point.
Oh, yeah. Now, you're going to be gone with Veronica, Mrs. Flounder. Is this a little like a romantic thing, or like a pre-honeymoon thing, or a post-marriage
tomorrow
honeymoon?
is my 47th birthday, so we're taking.
God. How come we don't know? I didn't know.
So we're taking a couple days and going to the beach.
Well, happy birthday! I'm so sorry we don't do presents anymore. So anyway,
I don't need any.
So you're going? Well, that's cool for the long weekend. Back Monday.
So we'll leave tomorrow early morning, and we'll be back probably Sunday afternoon.
Oh, excellent!
So we'll be back Monday. So looking forward to it.
Well, that'll be fun, and hopefully good weather and not
It's
stormy.
supposed to be pretty nice, but again, Florida, even if it does rain, it rains for like 20 minutes, and then go back to the beach. So.
Believe me, Yeah, I was down in Palm Beach Gardens. And in fact, I'm going to talk about a second home thing, because when I was retired, I had a place up north and a place down at Palm Beach Gardens at PGA National, and you can't say that both of those are your primary residence. Unlike Chuck, what's his name, Adam Schiff for brains. And so, we'll talk about that again. I mean, everybody knows it, so there's no way he's been getting away with this for 16 years. Anyway, 310, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230, 741-1230. The Fort Stewart shooting, an Army sergeant male, that's all we know is that a male Army sergeant shot 5 other soldiers at Fort Stewart, and they are alive, and the last I heard that they were alive. The last I heard they were alive. Don't know about the extent of the injuries or what happened, and we don't know about the extent of any injuries to the guy they caught or how they caught him or anything else. But a Fort Stewart shooting, an Army sergeant man shot 5 other soldiers. They're all alive, and the bad guy's been caught. So therefore, once they catch him, there seems to be, this would be fair, once they caught him, and they know who did it, right? I mean, he was right there, they caught, okay. So therefore, to make sure that the guys he shot are taken care of, and then you take the shooter and you torture him until he tells you why he did it, so you get all the explanation, and then you shoot him. And then all over, bing, bang, pow, no sense in going to court. It's right there. You found him. He did it. You caught him. So what's the problem?
I know.
I mean, seriously. This will go on for freaking years. Oh, mentally, well, his mommy didn't hold him when she was smoking marijuana. Oh, God. Oh, now PTSD from Iraq, 12 years ago. I mean, please. Well, I'm sure, I shouldn't say that. But, because we're all screwed up, and God knows they wanted me to go to PTSD clinics. So.
That was your Patton moment right there.
They just said, we want you to go to these meetings we have.
You're nothing but a coward. Well, to shoot you right now.
I remember he did it twice. Remember, in the last week, Patton did it twice, 2 different times, and finally Eisenhower said, "Okay, that's it." One thing before we go. This is a very important day in history, and I'll talk more about it later on. But listen to this story. If I knew this before, I forgot it, or if I didn't remember it, here we go for you. Think about this: the ordeal of a guy named Samumu Yamaguchi. It's either a matter of perspective. Either he was one of the unluckiest men in history or one of the truly most fortunate. On this day in 1945, 29-year-old Samumu Yamaguchi was an engineer for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. He was on a business trip to Hiroshima, Japan, when on this day the United States dropped the world's first atomic bomb in warfare on civilian population and incinerated the city. Yamaguchi was very closely nearby from the epicenter of the blast. He was temporarily blinded, left with his eardrums destroyed, burns over most of his body. The next day he suffered more radiation exposure as he made his way to the city center in an effort to find a way back home. his home in Nagasaki. Yes, Lama Yamaguchi was back at work 3 days later after getting blown up in the nuclear holocaust that nearly killed him in Hiroshima. And the incredible happened. He's talking about what happened 3 days earlier to his boss when all of a sudden the second atomic bomb was dropped on Nagasaki, killing 80,000 people and so many more after that, devastating the city. Even, in fact, the words of the mayor, not even the sound of insects can be heard. Yamaguchi and his boss were speaking. A familiar blinding light suddenly filled the room. Yamaguchi says, "Oh my God, I thought the mushroom cloud had followed me from Hiroshima." Again, he survived, but barely. For many years, he was wrapped in bandages because his skin kept falling off. He went completely bald. His daughter said, "My mother was also soaked in black rain," the radioactive fallout that left bombings, people covered in this stuff, and she was poisoned as well. But ironically, this Yamaguchi guy lived to be 93 years old, and his wife lived to be 88, and he was in both atomic bombs. A business trip, and then he wanted to go home to Nagasaki, ladies and gentlemen. Jeez. Holy smokes.
I'd follow this guy around the rest of my life.
Can you imagine? He's in the boss's office. Jeez, boss, you couldn't believe it. Freaking blinding light and burning thing in my face. Hey, wait a minute. What was that? Boom, shwam, here comes a blinding light. Oh, my Lord. I'm sorry I'm laughing. I'm saying, come on. It's like the Emperor of Japan after the first bomb said, "Oh, yeah, that's all you got? Screw you, Whitey." Yeah, anyway, it's 3:15 already. How you doing? It's freaking hump day. I don't know what I'm doing either. Let's have a little fun. Look out, look out, look out.
From the latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust, your best new follow on social media is Extra 1063. We're at XTRA 1063 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events and so much more. Follow at Extra 1063 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
Yeah, I'm going to see the kids in a few weeks, and I'm going to make sure they know where to get my stuff in my safe. And if you don't have where your stuff is for your kids or your family or yourself for that matter, Atlanta Safe House is here to help. Atlanta Safe House, home of the safes you need to take care of your stuff. Like down in Florida, I retired, didn't have Atlanta Safe House down there like I did here, my gun safes and so forth, and lost the medical records, and it cost me, and so it's my own fault, and I'm an idiot. So don't be an idiot. Atlanta Safe House, and gun safes, you don't pay sales tax on gun safes. Just a little something to do because, they want, everybody should have, if you have a gun and weapons, you should have a gun safe, take care of it. And so they're here for that. But also jewelry safes and, beautiful pistol safes of all sizes, by the way. And safes for cash and documents and big wall safes. And they can build you a storm shelter. They can fix a safe you may have. They can change your reset code. They can rent you a safe if you're going away for a while, or maybe you have a convention or a big meeting out of town or whatever, you want to guard some stuff. Well, they can, really take care of business. They have a showroom in Acworth up on Industrial Boulevard, and they can fix that safe inside, nooks and crannies, any way you need it. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. Look up their sales. They got specials all the time. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
You want reliable income in retirement. Coach Pete's local trusted advisor, Craig Chandler, knows that. Coach Pete, we not only want it, we need it.
Yeah, well, we want people to have a payday every single month or every single year all the way through retirement. So how do you do that? I mean, when you stop working at a company, the paychecks stop. So you need a payday, though, and you need a consistent, persistent, reliable payday. And we like a paycheck annuity or payday annuity. You remember Fred Flintstone? He would get all excited every time he got a paycheck. Well, if you'd like to have a Fred Flintstone moment all the way through retirement, we can do that. And I am a retirement income certified professional. I specialize in setting up retirement paychecks you can never outlive. And the beauty of my paychecks, the way we set it up, even if you pass away, your spouse continues to get that same paycheck.
Find out. Call Craig Chandler. Chandler Wealth Management. 800-419-6164. 800-419-6164. 800-419-6164. 64.
Hey, it's Front Office Los for True Prep. Thinking about buying a firearm for home defense or personal safety, but don't know where to start? Start with True Prep. We're a family-owned store focused on education, safety, and community. Our Firearm Fundamentals for First-Time Buyers workshop has been so popular, we've added a new session on August 24th to meet the demand. Learn about the purchasing process, gun safety, selecting the right gun, and more. Visit TruePrep.com. That's TRUPrep.com to sign up today.
Hey, Georgia neighbors, it's time to expect more from your Medicare Advantage. Discover Sonder Health's custom plans tailored just for Georgians. Saunders offers unique benefits, including special plans for those living with chronic conditions. Some plans even come with grocery or gas benefits to support your overall well-being. Sonder Health makes it easy to get the coverage you need. See for yourself what today's Medicare Advantage can do for you. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com, a healthier state of life. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO and PPO with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Now, I know there are plenty of HVAC companies out there, but let me tell you why Central Heating and Air Conditioning stands out from the rest. These days, it's hard to tell who's on first. Everybody wants to play. Many of the local HVAC companies, though, have been sold to large conglomerates. And some are even coming back under new names. But at Central Heating and Air Conditioning, they never left the field. They've been your hometown team since 1947. And their dedication to our community has never wavered. They are the grand slam you can count on. Central's team of experts know the game inside and out, delivering dependable service and personalized solutions every time. So don't get caught off base. Choose the HVAC team that's always been in the game. Get Carrier products, Carrier warranty, and Carrier peace of mind. Turn to your Atlanta Carrier experts, Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Call them today, 770-GET-HEAT, or visit them online at centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
All right, hold everything now. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 320. 1063 404-741-1230. 1230. A little Led Zeppelin here. Music history 2019. Members of Korn, Toot, or that Tool. Korn.
You tool.
Hey, Tool. Korn. How many times have I? Never. Korn, Tool, Judas Priest, Linkin Park, and other bands signed a brief in support of Led Zeppelin. You're listening to the opening guitar riff of Stairway to Heaven.
Actually, this is the closing.
This is the closing riff of Stairway to Heaven.
That's my fault. That's my fault.
By the band called Randy California. Yes, it was. No. This is late. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't know. Well, now I know the song, Led Zeppelin, of course, but there was a years-long copyright case over the opening guitar riff, Stairway to Heaven, going back to court. So these music makers filed an amicus brief to elucidate the effect of the decision on songwriters and composers and musicians all around the world. Was filed on behalf of the estate of a guy named Randy California, who was a guitarist and composer of Taurus. I don't know what that is either. But anyway, they were fighting over this, the opening riff of the thing. And are they saying that somebody stole it? I mean, is that what this?
Yeah. They say Zeppelin stole it from Taurus, the riff.
Yeah, well, I've never heard of Taurus, so I hope they who won. Anybody know who won? They don't never put this on there.
I don't remember who won, but the guy who turned down the lead singer role to Jimmy Page just passed away. Terry Reid, I believe was his name. Robert, and he said, "There's this kid Robert Plant you need to check out."
Yeah. Oh, really? No kidding. Yeah. Cool. I even know Robert Plant. I like his songs. I can't remember the name of it, but I know the beat of one of his songs I really like a lot. I can't remember which one it is. It doesn't matter.
Well, got a couple.
Well, no, I mean, there's one that I remember when it comes out, and I always listen to it, and I always like it. Let's see. Birthday list includes, speaking of music, we'll do a musical thing here. Randy DeBarge is 67 of the supergroup Randy. The hits include Rhythm of the Night. He was in the original Randy lineup, which over the years included Chico, Mark, James, Bobby, Bunny, and L. Randy DeBarge, 67 of the supergroup Randy.
They may have identified his name is Cornelius Radford. He spells it Cornelius with a Q-U at the beginning. That
sergeant at Fort Stewart?
Yeah, to see anything.
It's supposed to be a male Army sergeant, is all we know, shot 5 guys, and they caught him, and nobody died, as far as we know. With their conditions in the hospital, we don't know.
Cornelius Stewart.
So what's his name?
No, I'm sorry. Cornelius Radford is supposedly his name.
Cornelius? Who the hell's been named Cornelius in the last 100 years?
Well,
Corny. Hey, Corny. They call him Corny.
No.
That's what they used to call each other.
Q-U-O-R-N-E-I-L-U-S.
Cornelius.
He's nice Irish kid.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably sounds like a New England prep school kid. You know?
They're all Scandinavian. You don't let the Irish into your prep school.
Well, you got the
Who are you kidding?
We had like we didn't get our first black guys until they came over from the Congo. And the headmaster, God bless him, he wanted to make an international thing, so he started hiring. He started offering free scholarships to kids in the Congo. And all of a sudden, these 4 black as the ace of spades, showed up at our prep school my senior year. And all of a sudden, our soccer team was undefeated. I'm not making that up. We won the New England championships. I mean, these guys could dribble the ball on their knees back and forth. I mean, it was the damnedest thing you ever saw. They were probably 30.
30 years old. Played Little League ball, too.
Yeah, I guarantee you. That's a fun. Anyway, so I don't know where we got that going here, but I'm in a very strange mood. It's so beautiful. It was supposed to be crappy, and it's so beautiful. I feel like going home tonight and going sit right in my chopper and take my chopper for a ride, because I got screwed over the weekend. Every time I tried to get out, it was raining and windy, and I rode for like 15 minutes and had to bring it back. It was awful. When you get a feeling, if you're on a motorcycle and you get a feeling, go stop, do whatever your feeling tells you to do. And I've had a feeling before where it's this doesn't feel right. Anyway, and I know that I've proved correct. Okay, this day in history. I'll save that for that. I got a whole bunch of them here. We'll do that later. The Fort Benning thing. Fort Stewart in Georgia, and this is near Savannah, like 40 miles from Savannah. They have 15,000 soldiers on base, 16,000 members of their family, and thousands of military retirees. It's a big place. And a male Army sergeant shot 5 guys. They're alive, and he's alive, and he got caught. And we don't know much more about him than that. All right, now, we got weird stories in the news. We got some political stuff, but frankly, everybody's talking about the thing. And I'm going to make a couple of points about the Democrats in Texas and the redistricting and stuff like that, which the Democrats have been famous for decades. Yeah. In fact, just look at the maps, and you'll see. I mean, they've been doing all of them. They're all guilty of it.
Even Colbert showed a map of Illinois to that Pritzker governor.
The Governor Fatso.
You do it too.
Yeah, he said, look at and they all did it. Illinois is one of the worst. Oh, my God. There's not a single Republican in the Chicago City Council, which is like 30 members, and not one Republican.
In Massachusetts, the female governor of Massachusetts says, well, we'll redistrict too. And then
so
someone pointed out, there hasn't been a Republican in your house for 31 years. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, please. And go California, okay, please. I mean, if they get rid of those immigrants, that will make a difference. Anyway, we'll see. All right, first of all, a bizarre story in the news, and there's 2 ways of looking at it, and I've felt both of them here while I was reading this story. There's actually video of a Long Island fire chief from what's called North Babylon. Long Island is a whole, almost its own country. It's got millions of territories and stuff like that. So the place called North Babylon and Long Island, the fire chief's named Peter Alt. And he's on suspension right now because a family called the fire department to help with their 10-year-old girl who was out of control. Apparently, the 10-year-old, the child's grandmother said the daughter called police on her granddaughter after the granddaughter the daughter had taken away the child's phone, and the child became emotionally distressed and was out of control. So they called the police, who called the fire department. The first responders have been dealing with this child in the past, but everybody's been understanding in the past with this young girl, 10-year-old girl. Police have been called to deal with the child several times over the summer, but everything has turned out okay. However, in this case, the fire chief, Peter Alt, showed up. He was one of the first volunteers to show up. And as the girl family called for help and tried to calm the child down, they were putting the 10-year-old into an ambulance. And she said, I don't want to go. I want to go home. And he said, shut the fark up. It's like this with you every farking week. All you're going to be yelling, shut your freaking mouth, James. They stuff her in the ambulance.
Put a sock in it. Shut your pie hole.
It's like this with you every freaking week. Shut your freaking mouth. I mean, well, the neighbors and the grandmother are going apoplectic. On the other hand, seriously, they keep calling the police over an unruly child, 10-year-old girl. And there's nothing in this story about her being bipolar or schizophrenic or medically, psychotically challenged or just out of a home for wayward. I mean, there's no evidence that this is anything but a spoiled little brat who got her phone taken away. By the way, she's freaking 10. And they took away her personal cell phone, and she went into a fit. So sounds to me, now again, I don't know, have any evidence of any medical or psychological problem in the past with this, but if you're a cop or a fireman and you get called to a house because a girl's out getting pissed off because she took away her phone, I think I'd be a little upset. I'm not sure I would use that word in front of a 10-year-old girl in the family, being loaded into an ambulance because she's, what, kicking and screaming? I don't know. I mean, I don't understand. There must be more to this we don't know. But again, the police say, we do this every freaking week. The cops were called all through the summer. I mean...
Catch you outside.
It's a boy who cried wolf after a while, isn't it? Anyway. All right, coming up, we'll talk about the Democrats and the GOP, and let's think about this in light of what used to be the way the press would operate in this country, the media, the First Amendment. Holy cow. I'm telling you, if you're a young age, you have no idea what this country used to be like, and it was better. 3:30, Kevin Payton Flounder, Hump Day. Look out.
Miss any of the show? No sweat. Grab your Extra 106.3 app and listen to show replays whenever you want. Download the Extra app now for Apple and Android by searching for XTRA 106.3.
A lot of folks are trying to fix up their houses, either to keep them or forever or to sell them and put them up and get a good price. Well, Peach State Windows is here to help. Now, I know Jeff and his wife, family business, been doing business with them starting 25 years ago, by the way. Peach State Windows and so much more, incidentally. They should have that in their slogan. But then the more windows you need, the more money you're going to save. All the vinyl top thing, double hung things with, protection of energy number one. I don't know the stuff, but they do that stuff. And also their siding. Now, I use a Hardy Plank, but they'll do whatever good for your house. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. Here's the number, 770-485-8011. PeachStateWindows.com.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Don't miss out as your Atlanta Braves face the White Sox and Mets August 18th through the 24th. Fans can look forward to 3 giveaways during the series, including the Spencer Strider vinyl record giveaway on August 19th, featuring music from some of Spencer's favorite bands, plus a post-game performance at the Battery Atlanta Green, hosted by Spencer. And on Friday the 22nd, join us for a special alumni night, presented by your local Ford dealer, to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the '95 World Series championship. Check out the Pre-game alumni parade down Battery Avenue featuring fan favorites like Greg Maddux, Fred McGriff, Javi Lopez, and more. And then receive a 95 World Series replica ring presented by Coke. Then we keep the fun rolling on Saturday with the first annual hunting and fishing night, including some fun activities courtesy of the Georgia Department of Natural Resources in the Battery Atlanta and a camo rope hat giveaway presented by Realtree. Get your tickets at braves.com/promos. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves country.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Neil Borch here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPsETC.com.
Promises made, promises kept. The president is making the economy great again. He's securing the border for America's safety, and the mainstream media still wants to tear him down.
The media wants Donald Trump to fail. That's their goal. That's how they'll report his progress.
But we know the truth, and we give you the perspective that other stations won't. Atlanta's only conservative voice is Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
The girl from Ipanema. Spotify said this tune went nuts in 2016 with Gisele Bundchen walking on stage. It was at the 2016 Olympics in Rio, and they played this song. Spotify said the girl from Ipanema streamed 40,000 times when they played it while she's walking on stage. Astrid Gilberto and Stan Getz have made this big hit in 1964. That's what I need. It's a little Spanish chick, you know, Ipanema.
I remember when I first started board hopping your show, I sang this song via karaoke.
Oh my God! Yeah. Well, let's show a little now, Flounder.
I don't remember the lyrics, but I'll do it again. I'll do it again. I'll have when I'm back next week. I'll remember it, and I'll give us a Friday performance.
Oh, cool! Outstanding! Very exciting to think about that. Let's see.
Not an easy one to do.
No. Well, if you're a singer, but there you are. Kind of a jazz thing there. Our birthday list includes Jerry Halliwell. Ginger Spice is 53. And if I'm not mistaken, it was either last night or this morning. I think it might have been yesterday, last night. You know, things pop up on my phone other than women with no shoes on, which is, it's unbelievable. But there's a picture of Jerry Halliwell showing off her new abs. Apparently, she's been working. I think they mentioned a former Spice Girl, and for a girl who's 53. Didn't that pop up on Facebook of her in a bikini or something showing that she looked like a weightlifter with her stomach muscles?
First of all, I always thought she was the best figure of all of them.
Yeah.
And she's married to that Formula One guy who got in trouble supposedly by, horning around.
Oh.
So it doesn't surprise me she's getting back in shape.
Yeah. And I wonder, and this happens a lot, where I'll see somebody, some girl, famous girl, pop up on my Facebook on my phone, and then the next day it's their birthday. So I assume their publicist is probably doing things to make sure they get more. But anyway, it popped. And ironically, Jerry Hallowell, who's Ginger Spice 53, and she popped up the same thing. At Fort Stewart, they just had a news conference. Apparently, the guy has been interviewed and he's been charged. He is in confinement. A male Army sergeant shot 5 other soldiers at Fort Stewart in Georgia, 40 miles from Savannah, and they caught him and nobody's dead. That's the good news. Why that soldier's alive, I don't know. Apparently, some other brave soldiers captured him, held him down, or whatever. And again, I don't know. Information is still coming in, the news conference just ended, and we were in a break at the time. So, okay. Well, we'll get to it. I promise you. We'll make this up to you. On this day in history, kind of a sad story, and I'm glad that it came out okay for him, but still kind of a sad story. 1992, a disabled veteran who also became an actor of some note named Harold Russell was in the movie The Best Years of Our Lives. If you haven't seen it, it was a World War II coming home movie.
Great.
Very.
Myrna Loy, Frederick March. Great movie.
This was of the... there was an entire genre of black and white classic movies about that time in America, which were just powerful. I mean, what was the one where the blind guy came home, blinded from, in fact, he might even been in this one. But I mean, they're just this one after another.
I think it was this one. And the scene where March comes home and he tells the kids to be quiet, and Myrna Loy's in the kitchen doing dishes, and then she realizes everything's gone quiet. That was pretty powerful.
I tell you.
Too.
Anyway, The Best Years of Our Lives. Well, the actor named Harold Russell won an Oscar in 1947 for the movie Best Years of Our Lives. He had lost both his hands in World War II while training troops how to use explosives. And he won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, and he had to sell his Oscar in 1992 to pay for his wife's eye surgery. The statue cost the Academy $500 to make in 1947. The actor Harold Russell sold it to pay for his wife's eye surgery and sold it for $60,500. It was the first time any actor had ever sold his Oscar. And he did it to pay for his wife's eye surgery. And by the way, that's now not allowed. But he was the first, lost both his hands, and won the Oscar as an actor. Wow. And that movie, again, Best Days of Our Lives, although that whole series in there was just...
Best Years of Our Lives.
Yeah, powerful. 340, Cover Pete and Flounder. How's it going? 404-741-1230. Okay, we'll update you on this Texas Democrat thing. First of all, America's Democrats are now acting so wayward that they're back to the Donald Trump is Hitler again. And they're actually using the word Holocaust. I mean, this is astounding. We'll focus in on the state representative named Jolanda Jones. Now, it's spelled with a J, J-O-L-Landa. Normally that's pronounced Yolanda, but apparently she pronounces it Jolanda. So don't tell me I'm mispronouncing your name on purpose, because I'm not. Anyway, she's a disgusting traitor to her country as far as I'm concerned, and I hope that she has to suffer the consequences for being a dirty, stinking, rotten, anti-American liar. So this little punk woman, Jolanda Jones, compared Democrats fleeing the state over redistricting to the Holocaust. Texas House Democrats fled Texas so they wouldn't be able to vote. There would not be a quorum to vote on redistricting the congressional map, which would probably give more Republicans a chance at going to Congress. So they're saying, we're not going to... Again, the Texas House only meets once every 2 years. And they're meeting now to draw the redistricting, which is done every time there's a census. So it's done normally, but they're saying, well, that's not supposed to happen for another year or so. So the Democrats, picked up their ball and went home and said, we're not going to cooperate. We're going to run away and not let you do this, which, could lead to them being arrested. And you've heard about that stuff too. Well, anyway, so this chick, this Jolanda Jones, this angry black woman, was on Don Lemon's show in New York someplace and said, we better have the courage to stand up, otherwise we'll fall for anything. And in this country, we'll be defeated, deported. We'll lose all our rights. And if you think it can't happen, it will. I will liken this to the Holocaust. People are like, well, how did the Holocaust happen? How was somebody in a position to kill all them people? Well, good people remained silent, or good people didn't realize what was happening to them very soon can happen to me or somebody else. God forbid they end up targeting you and your family. Comparing it to the Holocaust.
Yeah. It's insulting.
Millions of Jews and gypsies and
homosexuals.
Good, yeah. Holy smokes.
Mentally, yeah.
There's oh my Lord. Okay,
They're
so that was
so ignorant.
They did it. She did it on purpose, and now she's had to retract, so-called retract it. Here's now she said, I made a statement on the Don Lemon Show comparing Trump's attempt to disenfranchise black and brown people to be the Holocaust. What's that got to do with anything?
I know.
How is Donald Trump disenfranchising black and brown people? She's afraid that if they get Republicans, then therefore they won't represent black and brown people. Everything's race to these people. Everything is race to
They voted for him in record numbers.
Yeah, there were more black people voting in Georgia, by the way. For anybody, more opportunities for black people to vote. The whole thing is
it's black fatigue. It really, and that started in the black community of black men saying they were tired of black women, and they're fatigued. They're tired of it, and now it's spreading.
Yeah. Well, here is her so-called apology. Let's see, attempt to disenfranchise black and brown people to the Holocaust. That was a mistake, and I apologize for it. Trump is coming to my community. Trump is coming for my community, and I get emotional about it and make strong statements, but I retract that comparison. What she meant was, she said that she's always hated you honky devils, and you owe us reparations. Then she went on to say, oh, by the way, then she's trying to be like that Jasmine Hoodrat, Crockett, whatever her name is, because she said this. She dismissed the argument made by the Texas Republicans that they will need to return to the state eventually, and she said, here's now her new phrase. She said, she ain't got to do nothing but die. I ain't got to do nothing but die. Ooh, please. And they'll stay as long as you need to stay. But again, here's a point. Two things, like a slap in the freaking face about this. First of all, using the word Holocaust and racism with anything to do is just disgusting and anti-American. But here's what's even worse. Along with the story that the Department of Justice has issued subpoenas over the corruption of the worst scandal in American history, not political scandal, worst scandal of any kind in our American history. In the old days, if reporters found out that the Department of Justice, the FBI, the DOJ, was issuing subpoenas to investigate a coup, a sitting president in charge of a coup attempt against a guy running for president and then trying to ruin his administration when he run, if the reporters had found out about that stuff, much like I compare it to Watergate more than 50 years ago, at first they all kind of said, well, this is just out, and then all of a sudden when the facts started coming out, they pounced, and the reporters were relentless, and they went down to different cities and states and counties, and they were talking to officials off the record, and they didn't stop until they finally outed everybody, and Richard Nixon had no freaking chance, and it was because the reporters were relentless. They said, oh my God, what a story, and they followed it right to the end. And the second thing to remember is his own party came after Nixon and said, you're doing the wrong thing, you've got to go. Now compare that with today. American Democrat media are supporting the Democrats. They're not sniffing out the news. They're supporting the cover-up by the Democrats. That's never happened in this country. What happened to freedom of the press? That's never happened.
Not on this scale. Not on this scale.
What a disgrace. letting a story like this, just covering it up. Oh, that's just vengeance. Oh, my God.
Well, they're 99% Democrats.
I can't. It's just, honestly, if you're of a certain age, this is outrageous. 347, I'm Blake Kimmer, Feed and Flounder. Oh, seriously.
When conflicts escalate around the world, don't let the mainstream media scare you into believing their narrative. Get it right with Atlanta's only conservative voice. And trust the Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, The Kimmer Show, and our entire lineup to give it to you straight. Don't buy the fear. Just keep it here. Extra 106.3 FM and the all-new Extra app.
Hey, this is Tom from The Honest Car Guy. We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly. We guarantee each vehicle we sell will come with a copy of the bill of sale, showing what we paid for it. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee. Guaranteed. Honesty is the best policy, and we guarantee it. Finally, a pre-owned car and truck buying process that you can trust.
Get an honest car buy from The Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
My name is Patrick, and I'm the Military Outreach Manager at the Warrior Alliance. I served in the U.S. Army as an airborne ranger and deployed to several combat zones in support of the global war on terror. Veterans bring excellence through our work ethic, skills, and civic duty. However, transitioning to civilian life can be difficult, as we all share a loss of purpose when leaving the military. Returning veterans have earned and deserve our support so they can thrive on their journey home. The Warrior Alliance understands the challenge and is helping warriors navigate to success after service. Join us in changing thousands of lives for the better. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
Here today with Evan Ward from Atlas Retirement. And Evan, I know you've been quite busy in the office these days. So let's talk about some of the things folks are calling you most about here lately.
Well, Kevin, the biggest thing people are really talking about right now is retirement. And I look at retirement as a journey, not a destination. The goal of almost everybody out there is to grow and preserve a tax-efficient portfolio so they can actually enjoy their retirement. And that's why I partnered with Market Guard. I get a lot of the same questions. Evan, when do I sell? When do I hold? And if I sold, when do I get back into the market? In my opinion, that's market timing. And in my experience, market timing, it can be quite confusing. And we have to look at it and allow the math to do the work.
Everybody has a different appetite for risk. So where does Market Guard fit in?
Well, if you want asset preservation and you don't want it to go down due to market volatility, we have portfolios that are designed for this. But if you want to participate in those larger markets, Market Guard can also offer more stock and aggressive portfolios for those that are looking for that kind of strategy. And here's what I propose for our listeners today. For the next 10 callers, we're going to do a Market Guard portfolio comparison, side by side with what you're currently doing, and we'll show you how your 401k and other investments are doing. And we'll make recommendations, and then you can see the difference between Market Guard and what it can do for your portfolio. After that, you decide if you want us to do a complete retirement plan. So give us a call today at 678-736-7799 and ask for your complimentary Market Guard portfolio comparison.
Again, call Evan Ward with Atlas Retirement. That number, folks, 678-736-7799, and you can pick up your complimentary Market Guard portfolio comparison. That's 678-736-7799. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Gentlemen, listen up. When it's not hard, it's really hard. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 have some form of ED? It's true, and I'm one of them. ED followed me everywhere. Heck, even my initials are ED. I'm Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia, and I know ED. It can lead to feelings of embarrassment, stress, and sadness. But there's good news. I can fix it. I fixed mine, and I can fix yours too. At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, we are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, Trimix to create an erection, and more. Guys, ED won't get better on its own, but I can help you today. Call us at 404-777-1911. That's 404-777-1911, or learn about us more online at tbtofga.com. So take it from me, ED. Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Call 404-777-1911 or online at tbtofga.com.
There are nut jobs on the road. Who knows where they learn to drive? If one of them hits you, don't take care of it on your own. Call my friend David Van Sant, 855-GA-INJURY. Van Sant Law, one of Georgia's top-rated personal injury lawyers and car accident firms. Time is of the essence. Don't waste any. The longer you wait to get the right lawyer, the longer it takes to get the compensation you deserve. Call Van Sant Law today. The number is 855-GA-INJURY. VanSantLaw.com.
Rick James, bitch. Unquote Dave Chappelle. That's not me speaking. I used to love when he did that on his show. Dave Chappelle, one of the funniest guys ever. She's kinky. Rick James. 2004, Rick James was found dead at his Los Angeles home. The king of punk funk. Rick James had a 1981 number 3 album, Street Songs, and the 81 single hit Super Freak, Part 1. In the 1960s, Rick James worked as a songwriter and producer for Motown. He worked with Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, but he was also addicted to cocaine. And Rick James admitted he spent about $7,000 a week for years.
That's a pretty healthy habit.
On cocaine. That's $1.5 million in 5 years, he said, at least. So, wow. Anyway, it's 3:53. To the phones, taking priority. Martin's on the radio. Hey, Martin, how's it going, man? What's up?
Great, Kim. So, the lady on the Don Leming show.
Yeah, that state representative, Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't you be mad if you agreed to show up on his show? I mean, that could be where it all started.
just going on his show. You mean? I mean, every one of these people are just disgraceful. I mean, they're just saying naysayers and just vicious, nasty things. Hate their country. How could you live your life every day? You wake up and you're just angry and nasty and the damn Donald Trump, Holocaust, Nazi. I mean, God, I despise them. What a horrible way to live. I don't know.
Where's the lady Loretta, whatever, during I think it's during Obama's term that was auditing everybody?
Loretta,
where's she when you need someone like that? She could be going after the Don Lemmings and...
Yeah, the IRS girls. Going after the conservative groups. Yeah. Good question. I don't know, man. Thanks, man. 354, Kimmer Pete Flounder. Thanks, man. 404-741-1230. Our birthday is on phone. That's like 9 times. I get you to go black on me. Sorry. No, everything's fine. Everything's fine.
What you say?
No. I love this birthday thing. If you ever watched the Bob Newhart show, and there were 2 of them, 2 different series at different time. But if you ever watched
3,
the Bob,
actually.
Now let's think. What was the third?
He did one. He was a bookstore somewhere. I think New England.
Oh, that's right. That little blonde girl was that or was that afterward? No, yeah, I remember. I think
Judd Hirsch was with him or something.
Yeah. Well, anyway, one of the earlier Bob Newhart network shows, his next door office neighbor in the office building was Jerry the dentist. Jerry the dentist was played by Peter Bonners, who's 87 years old today. If you saw his face, he has a real kind of a peak nose and a real thin face, and he played a big blonde, tall guy, lanky guy, and he played Jerry the dentist next door to Bob Newhart's office. And Peter Bonners is 87 years old today, and by the way, he then started directing the Bob Newhart show, and he's one of Hollywood's most famous producer-directors for years and years and years after being the Jerry the dentist on the first Bob Newhart show. Quick thing in history here today. Poor bastard. William Kemmler at Auburn Prison in New York, the first person electrocuted for the crime of murdering his lover, Matilda Ziegler, with an axe. Dr. Albert Southwick was a dentist, and he said, electrocution would be a very humane way of executing somebody. He had witnessed an elderly drunkard painlessly killed after touching the terminals of an electric generator in Buffalo, New York. A dentist saw this, so he said, oh my God, what a great way to go, because a prevalent form of hanging and execution at the time was by hanging, and they were known to hang by their broken necks for up to 30 minutes before they finally succumbed. This is 1890. So the dentist said, oh my God, electrocution would be a lot easier for him. Closely resembling the modern device, the electrician designed a chair. It was fitted with 2 electrodes composed of metal discs held together with rubber covered with a damp sponge. They would go on the criminal's head and back. Kemmler, first person to go to the chair, he was in charge of about 700 volts for 17 seconds before the current failed. Witnesses smelled him burning and smelled his flesh burning, but he wasn't dead. So they said, well, you've got to do that again. So the second charge, instead of 700 volts, was 1,000 volts and applied for 2 minutes, whereupon they saw the smoke coming out of his head, and he was clearly dead. And also the electrode attached to his back had burned right through to his spine. The doctor applauded the execution with the declaration, we live in a higher civilization from this day on. While the American inventor George Westinghouse, an innovator of the use of electricity, remarked, they would have done better with the axe. And by the way, just as a little aside thing, the Westinghouse family used to have a summer home in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. And when I came back from the Marines and I graduated from Arizona State and got a scholarship to go to graduate school at Michigan State. The summer before, my newlywed wife, who had come home from the Marines, then my newlywed wife and I were house sitting for the Westinghouse family in their summer mansion in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, for the summer before, while I was doing my radio job on I can't remember the name of the call. I was doing a nighttime radio job from 6 to midnight or something. And my wife and I took care of the Westinghouse summer mansion, and that is where we conceived our daughter Jennifer. And that's where her birth began. So that was a happy summer memory of 1971.
All right. Yeah. You got your WTBR, your WBRK, your WBEC.
BEC was WBEC. Oh, my God. Oh, in fact, remember, the general man, oh, God, it blew the whole segment. It's almost 4 o'clock. Founder, I'm so sorry. Please feel free to start, buzzing me in the head or something when I start doing this stuff. But I'll tell you the story. The general manager, when he hired me, he said, well, you're doing a really long shift, so, we're not going to make you do any commercials or anything. And then he heard me on the air and realized he really liked this guy, and so he started leaving me all the commercials to cut the next day when I come in to work. And I finally stopped doing it, and he said, how come you didn't do it? I said, because you told me I wouldn't have to. You're misusing me for a long shift and me do all your production work? I don't think so. That was the first time a general manager tried to screw me. Anyway, 4 o'clock.
Not the last.
Not the last. Not here, of course. Not here. Everything's great here, as you know. No. Look out.
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
A shooting at an Army base in Georgia. I'm Chris Foster at Fox News. An Army sergeant is in custody.
An active duty soldier assigned to Fort Stewart, Georgia, shot and wounded 5 of his fellow soldiers.
Brigadier General John Lubas says they're co-workers of the gunman, all expected to survive. The shooter, identified as 28-year-old Cornelius Radford, used a personal, not military-issued handgun. He says other soldiers tackled him immediately. President Trump may meet soon with Russia's President Putin. A White House special envoy met with him today.
In Moscow, Steve Witkoff was told by Vladimir Putin that Putin wants to meet at some point with Trump. Witkoff then relayed that message to the president, who is open to it, the possibility of a meeting as soon as next week, if the result of that meeting will be an end to the war in Ukraine. We know that President Trump was on a phone call with Volodymyr Zelensky and some European leaders. He shared this with all of them. And I have a statement from Caroline Levitt. It says, great progress was made during Special Envoy Witkoff's meeting with President Putin.
Fox's Peter Doocy at the White House. This hour at the White House, an announcement about Apple committing to another major investment in U.S. production.
Apple CEO Tim Cook is expected to join President Trump to announce the tech giant's American manufacturing program. The program will increase Apple's financial investment to $600 billion over the next 4 years. A White House official says Apple plans to invest across the U.S. and incentivize global companies to manufacture more critical components in the U.S. and bring more of Apple's supply chain onshore. Apple manufactures most of its iPhones in China, though the company has said it plans to move some production to India. President Trump told Cook earlier this year he wants manufacturing in the U.S. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Apple stock is up today. The Dow's up 81 points, the S&P up 45, the NASDAQ closes up 252, more than 1%. America's listening to Fox News.
Summer is all about making memories, right? Backyard barbecues, road trips, maybe finally getting around to that hiking trail you've been eyeballing. But if you're living with pain, those future memories can be stolen from you. So here's a thought. Call 1-800-4RELIEF and try Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement designed to help your body fight pain. It's a doctor-developed formula made from natural ingredients. Best part? Relief Factor doesn't mask pain. It helps reduce or even eliminate it for good. Whether it's kayaking, running around with the little ones, or just chilling in a hammock, Relief Factor can help you feel better, move better, and do more of the things you love all summer long. So if you're ready to reclaim your summer, head over to ReliefFactor.com or give them a call at 1-800-4RELIEF. Do it now and get their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
All right, look out now. I owe you a Flounders Funny that's coming up. First of all, get your guns, get your roses, and get your number one album. 1988, Appetite for Destruction, number one. It's been 57 weeks on the chart. Sold 5 million copies. Singles include Sweet Child of Mine, Welcome to the Jungle, and Paradise City, all top 10 hits. Worldwide sales now in excess of 28 million. Guns N' Roses' debut album, Appetite for Destruction, the album the best-selling debut album of all time in America. It beat Boston's debut album, which has gone 17 times platinum. Wow, cool. 1988 is when it all started. Our birthday list includes, well, let's see what we got here. I thought I had picked one out here. Well, I got a couple of funny ones, and I'll do this one because I get all tingly when I think about it. On this, for the other name coming up, on the birthday list, Michelle Yeoh, 63, Madame Morrible in Wicked, Philippa Georgiou on Star Trek Discovery, and she won the Best Actress for Everything Everywhere All at Once. And she was also, to me, I'll remember her in the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon movies. Yeah. She was also in the Bond movie Tomorrow Never Dies, and I remember her in particular because of her little friend, a girl named Zhang Ziyi, who was that delicious little Asian who got was a real tough killer and martial arts expert, and the guy was, tried to tame her, and they fought all the time, and all of a sudden they were fighting, and then all of a sudden they realized they were fighting because they wanted to be with each other, and they came into each other's arms from fighting and were loving it. Oh my God. That was so cool. Anyway, so the Michelle Yeoh is 63 today. So anyway, I definitely had the hots for that Zhang Yi thing there. Let's see, 405, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. I owe you a Flounder's Funny's coming up here in a second. On this day in 1969, hold on, my stupid earphone things are all glanky. 1969, the Army announces that Colonel Robert Riault, the commander of the 5th Special Forces Group in Vietnam, and 7 of his Green Berets are charged with premeditated murder and conspiracy to commit murder in the summary execution of a Vietnamese national named Thai Quoc Nguyen, who had served as an agent for their detachment and was executed for being a double agent who had compromised a secret mission. The case against the Green Berets obviously was ultimately dismissed for reasons of national security when the CIA refused to release highly classified information about the operations in which the detachment had been involved, and Colonel Rialt subsequently retired from the Army. But again, there was so much of the sneaky, shifty, secret, stuff going on for that whole time, and no wonder, things like this got covered up. And, the guy deserved to be executed. Screw him. It's freaking war, for one thing. Anyway. All right, Kimmer Pete Flounder, how's it going? 4-6. Flounder, I owe you Flounder funny. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, on your happy hump day. Flounder's funny, because I owe you from 3 o'clock hour.
I take my son up to the classroom. I see an Asian guy, an Asian father. Look at how quiet it got on Asian father. You believe that? I said, Asian father, everybody in the room, they're just tightened up. Oh, where are we going with this? We're looking at the class, and he points out his son. It's the only Asian kid in the class. He's like, that's my boy. I'm like, I know. You got people in this room looking up here going, you are so close-minded. Don't you think there's other possibilities? Don't you think maybe the Asian father adopted the black child and the black father adopted the Asian child? I said, listen, if I'm putting money on who this Asian kid's going home with, it's this guy. All right? Put $100 on the table. I want to see how PC you get. Where I'm from, these two came in the same car.
Put your $100 down. And that
Sebastian Monticello.
Whatever. Manicalsco, yeah, something like that.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, come here. Oh, should I tell you my an incredible experience today? And I normally don't do this because I don't leave the house for this kind of period of time. But after, I remember I had my video did that on Facebook talking about how disappointed I am with Bay's English muffins. And the reason I love Bay's English muffins, I don't like Thomas's, and I tried Mike's and those special ones and stuff, and they're too hard. They're too kind of coarse. They're sort of hard to chew. They're not, and so I've always liked my Bay's English muffins. And the problem is they're getting sloppy how they cut them. So I like the tops better than the bottoms, which is ironic because never mind. Anyway, so they don't cut them, so they mangle the freaking muffins, and so I have to throw away them and do it myself. Anyway, so people were saying, boy, you really need to try Trader Joe's. Well, I had never in my life been to a Trader Joe's.
What?
This morning, I left my house in freaking rush hour to go to Trader Joe's. And so I walk in Trader Joe's, and I see all these people, mostly chicks, and I start walking around because I don't know where anything is, and I'm looking at stuff, and I don't recognize anything. I don't recognize the food. I don't recognize the brands. I don't recognize. I mean, honest to God, I'm seeing things I've never. Bags of something like Parluskio Karfaskafaskas, and it had sort of like a floury part, and then it had some sort of rice thing or meat like. I mean, honestly, I didn't even know what the food was, and I didn't. Countries, like Starvenia or Moronovia.
Expand your horizon.
That's from the Three Stooges. There's been nothing.
Fredonia.
Yeah, exactly. So wait a minute. So then if I'm walking around, I don't recognize anything. And I've got a shopping list. I'll tell you my shopping list. Bowls, let's see, sweet tea, cherry Pepsi, cherry Coke, snacks, toothpaste, stuff like that. And I can't find anything. There's nothing I need. But the one thing I went there for was the stupid English muffins. Okay, so I find the English muffin roll, and there's a roll of bakeries, baked good things, English and including English muffins. And so sure enough, they had several different types of Trader Joe's English muffins. And I've been in the habit for many, many years now, I think we probably most do if we buy stuff, to see what the expiration expiration date is, best sell-by date is, because as a single guy, if I buy food, I need it to expire in a long time because I don't eat a lot of it at one time. So I always check the expired date, the best sell-by date, and sure enough, all the English muffins in this, it was a huge big bin of them, and we wrapped up English muffin cases, and so I'm looking, and they all were expired in 4 days, 3 or 4 days, and I said, and so I'm looking, and now I'm
fresh.
I'm showing. Well, okay, now wait a minute. So I'm shuffling through this entire bin of English muffin packages. So I'm doing 3 days, 3 days, 3 days. I'm honestly, I'm standing here, and I must have been taking apart 12 or 15 of them. This huge bin, and all of a sudden, this very sweet, very attractive, not young woman comes next to me and said, "Are you looking for the dates of?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm sorry, but I said, I swear to God." And so, but she was so sweet. I mean, she was natural, no makeup, and just pretty brunette woman, probably 4, I don't know. I mean, and she was so sweet. She says, "Are you trying to find out the best day?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "But they're all 3 days." And I said, "The problem is I don't live, it's a pain in the ass to get here. And so I don't want to come back every 3 days to buy English muffins." And she said, "Well, we don't have any preservatives in our muffins." I said, she said, "So that's why they don't, go last forever." And I said, "I know, they're recommended to me, so I wanted to try them, but and she said, "I'll tell you what." And so she helped me look through. We finally found some that were not expired for 7 or 8 days. And I said, "God," there was, how am I supposed to? She said, "Well, just you can refrigerate them." And I said, "Well, I keep a refrigerator anyway. I always refrigerate." She said, and she said, "Well, that's better." And I said, "Well, now, so I'm holding 2 of them, 2 packs." And I said, so I put one, and I said, "Okay, if I take this home now and have one, and I put the other pack in the refrigerator, how long will that pack last?" And she said, "Oh, at least a couple of weeks." And I said, "Oh man, that's great news." And so then that was fine. So I got my 2 packs, and then I thought to myself, I almost started flirting with her. Because it was one of those experiences. I know. And then I thought to myself, you're not going to do it. Why do that? But she was so sweet, and she was so natural, and all the women, and it was mostly women, because it was 9 o'clock in the morning.
Roswell Road?
Yeah, no, it was on Crossville, in Roswell, on Crossville Road, which is like Holcomb Bridge or something.
The Roswell Road one, it's like a singles bar.
Yeah, well, this was on Crossville, and she was a doll. And I may go back there just to see if she's around. I mean, she was so sweet. Are you trying to find the date?
Their little cakes are delicious, and the frozen food stuff you can take home and heat up really quick. Italian food, Chinese, it's great.
Yeah. Anyway, it was very funny. I busted my Trader Joe's virginity today after all these years, and it was wonderful, I must say. All right, 4:13 already. Holy cow! Here we go. Kimber Field Flounder. Look out.
It's time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
We pause for a moment to feel sorry for federal workers who have been losing their jobs as Trump cuts down on the size of the federal government. Their resumes go unanswered. Could there possibly be a reason? Well, let me ask you this. In what area of federal or government employee would you, as a businessman, go to look for future employees? Would you go to the local DMV? Yeah, you'd love to have those people working for you. How about building inspectors who are adept at measuring the height of toilet seats? Regulation writers at the federal government level. The people that write the rules, like the 34-page rules in the Federal Register for how to build a ladder, or the handicap spatulas that have to be next to every single public pool in existence. No, they can't be portable. School teachers, well, if you need somebody that can assign pronouns at work, that might be helpful. There are 2 areas where I would willingly go to hire people: air traffic controllers and law enforcement. But for many government jobs, look, there's no worries about competition. You don't ever have to go the extra mile. You have union protections on the job and amazing pensions that far outstrip the private sector. There are no track records of exceeding expectations when you are a federal or government employee. Outstanding performance on the job, not readily recognized. Now, there is a career coach out there by the name of Tristan Layfield. He addressed this issue of all these fired government workers having a rough time finding a job in the private sector. He said, government jobs are not tied to tangible results. Perfectly said. Remember this, folks. Somebody has to cook the French fries. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
You upgrade your phone, you upgrade your wardrobe, even your lawn. So why not upgrade the part of your home that actually protects your family? Southern Exteriors specializes in roofing, siding, gutters, windows, and they're making it easier than ever before with 10% off any job or 12 months of 0% financing. Hey, it's Tug, and I know the folks at Southern Exteriors. They show up, they do it right, and they stand behind their work. Call them today, 877-9-SOUTHERN, or visit southernexteriors.co.
All right, don't forget now with the crazy people and the drivers and back to school and stuff like that, if you have a problem on the road and you think you've been wronged, or maybe you're having an argument with somebody, Van Sant Law, David Van Sant, who used to work for the insurance companies, will take the complication out of it all, because insurance is complicated. And I love insurance companies, and I've used insurance companies my whole life driving, but they have their charts and tables, and so does David. So, he knows all the ins and outs, and not all cases are the same. You know, if you have to keep your rental car longer than normal or something, and they start arguing with you. You don't argue with their lawyers. Let David do it for you. And it's not just accidents and, car wrecks and motorcycle wrecks or rideshare problems, workman's comp issues. He's a personal injury lawyer. So if you've been wronged and you think you deserve something else, that's where David comes in to do the arguing for you. He's on the list of the top 100 trial lawyers in Georgia. So they know not to mess with him because he wins. Also, he's on, this is a real thing, he's on the super lawyers list in Georgia for years and years and years. David Van Sant gets the job done. If you don't win, he doesn't win. So you're number one. Here's the number, 855-GA-INJURY. Online, vansantlaw.com.
Hey, it's Flounder here. And this month at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we're celebrating love with a full month dedicated to the trend-setting, award-winning designs of Gnome Carver and Crown Ring, two of the most iconic names in bridal jewelry. Whether you're shopping for an engagement ring or wedding bands, we've got the largest selection in Atlanta. Special offers all month long, and every piece is backed by our low price guarantee. Even on Gnome Carter's latest Luna collection featuring a patented pillow comfort interior. And here's something you don't want to miss. Wedding Band Weekend is happening August 15th through 17th for 3 days only. Buy one wedding band, get one half off on all wedding bands in the store. It's the perfect time to find your forever rings. Come see us on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, on Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, or on Fisher Crossings Drive, Sharpsburg. And you can always shop online at SolomonBrothers.com and click Book Appointment for your private consultation with one of our expert jewelers.
Hey, Georgia neighbors, it's time to expect more from your Medicare Advantage. Discover Sonder Health's custom plans tailored just for Georgians. Saunders offers unique benefits, including special plans for those living with chronic conditions. Some plans even come with grocery or gas benefits to support your overall well-being. Sonder Health makes it easy to get the coverage you need. See for yourself what today's Medicare Advantage can do for you. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com, a healthier state of life. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO and PPO with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler, like choosing Truist One Checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
Hey, that's the same name of our ballpark. Oh, sorry. I love ABBA. I love ABBA. I have their whole freaking album on my music stick. Let's just play this for a moment. Da-dun, da-dun, da-dun. Love me my ABBA. Yeah, 1974. How can I love this song. It's just a great song. And everything they do, almost. ABBA scored their first top 10 American hit in 1974 when Waterloo went to number 6. Written specifically to be entered into a contest in Eurovision in 1974, the Eurovision Song Contest, after ABBA finished third with Ring Ring the previous year in the Swedish pre-selection contest. The original title of the song was Honey Pie. Anyway, Waterloo was their first big top 10 hit in America. I love their songs. Fernando may be my favorite, but I like a lot of them.
Waterloo's mine.
Yeah, it's a great beat. It's just you can't help it. And the beat, everything about it is really, really well done. Hey, let's see, our birthday list includes Dorian Harewood. I'll bet you don't know that guy, but you know him if you'll know when I describe him. Dorian Harewood is 75. He played Private 8-Ball in Full Metal Jacket. And that just came up again, and I DVR'd it, so I've got it again, and I always fast forward through the good parts. He was Private 8-Ball in Full Metal Jacket. Quote, "What we have here, little yellow sister, is a magnificent specimen of pure Alabama black snake." Boy, the number of times I use that in Saigon, I can't even begin to tell. Oh, no, sorry.
How disappointed were they when they saw it was a Pell rendition of that?
Yeah, Obuku.
The albino version.
Yeah, you number 10. I buy from him.
The Massachusetts Mamba.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. The Massachusetts Mini. Oh, mercy. Anyway.
Hey, you're not going to believe this.
Yeah.
During the commercial, I walked outside on the front porch because it's so pretty out here.
Yeah.
And my neighbor, John, came by on his little Gator, I think they call those little things you can drive around in.
Yeah.
He's having to rebuild his bridge because it washed out. So they're going through all that. And he not only listens to the show, he had it on. He was listening to it as he was going by. But he worked at GST before we did.
Are you serious? Doing what? What did you do?
He did a legal show, I believe.
What's his name? I wonder if I remember.
John. I don't know if I should give him.
Okay, yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have asked that. But again, a small world, holy cow. And he was listening to us and used to work at the station where they stabbed me in the back.
Yeah, he knew. Yeah, I was saying different names, and he knew a lot of the people that we used to work with.
Yeah. Although I should take that back. They did pay me. They did. They tried to fire me without having to pay me, and they didn't get away with it. I caught them. So they did pay me. Then when they fired me, in fact, I remember Tom Hughes. That morning. Tom Hughes was on the radio, and he said, "Oh, so I've decided to announce that this will be my last day on the radio. I've decided to retire." I'm going, "Oh my God!" I'm listening at home, and Tom Hughes on the air said, "I've decided to retire, and this is my last day." I'm going, "Holy smokes!" So I go. So
you were last man standing.
Yeah, I was the last man standing. So I go in and they say, "We need to see you." Bring your playbook. And sure enough, they said, "We're letting you. We're going syndicated." And they went syndicated. And Pat McDonald, God bless him, the late Pat McDonald, one of the greatest bosses we will ever have had in our lifetimes. I don't know how he dealt with you, but with me, yes, honest to God. Right. And he told me much later, he said, when that happened, when they made that decision, the corporate made the decision that when they canceled my show in the afternoon, he said they lost $3 million that week. And they never recovered. They never recovered.
They killed the station. The morons killed the station.
God, anyway. 424 already. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? 404-741-1230. Oh, by the way, an update on the English muffin thing from Trader Joe's. And again, it was a beautiful place. I mean, but everything was. I didn't know anything or what it was or what kind of food it was. I mean, it's the damnest thing I ever saw. And I couldn't find cherry Coke and cherry Pepsi. I mean, they don't have soft drinks. That. They don't have anything like people's stuff. It's got to be like this leftist veggie. Kind of what the hell's the thing all the girls are on now where they can't eat bread or all the gluten, anti-gluten crap, and there's another one, vegan stuff, and they go, oh my God, there were little packages of things that had sort of like a meat-like product with little like rice-like item. I didn't even know what it was, but for
it's
the
some
record,
good stuff.
Well, yeah, for the record, the English muffins called Trader Joe's English Muffins. They have a couple different styles. The whole grain I didn't get. I got the regular Trader Joe's English Muffins. And took them home, and I realized the nice thing is I could cut them myself with a knife. There's a little teeny, like a slit around the edge, but they're not really cut through. So I got to cut it, so I got to make sure that the top wasn't, cut slicey, all crappy and stuff like that. The problem is, when I cooked, and actually I made one later this morning. I normally don't have too many breakfasts in, but I made one to see how I liked it, the same way I do my other things, lots of peanut butter, stuff like that. And son of a gun, you can taste the difference. I like the consistency of it. But again, I don't like the bottom one. The bottom one is like too coarse or something, so I only like the tops, which, believe me, is very ironic.
I don't know what I like more, this dissertation on English muffins or the fairness doctrine lecture we got yesterday for 3 minutes. Because I know when I'm coming home from a hard day at work and I want to be entertained, what I really want to hear is a 3-minute lecture on the fairness doctrine.
Well, this is part of the early show. This is not when you get out at 5 o'clock. I saved there's other stuff for that. But for the other thing I did recognize was that the English muffins, like 6 things in a pack, like everything else, were only $1.99, and I think that's cheap.
Oh, yeah, their stuff is very reasonable.
I mean, I thought I was going to pay a whole bunch of, because this is like some hippie, freaky, leftist place, right? I mean, basically.
And they have burritos that they've made. There's fresh burritos they make that are just absolutely to die for. And they're over in the section.
I'm going to go back.
They got gyro sliced meat.
I'm going to, again, I looked for lamb. I didn't find it. But again, I was nervous because I didn't know, and I didn't know where anything was. And so when I have more time, and again, I was I was fighting rush hour, and I don't leave the house for this kind of time to go there. So I was racing around.
And the little cakes. You get little cakes,
again,
little rectangular things.
I didn't spend enough time. And this was the one on Crossville. There's also one on Alpharetta Highway, I think, at Alpharetta north of the city. I may
go to the one down there on Roswell Road. You will thank
Roswell
me
Road, where? Down near here? Or, Sandy Springs?
Near Hammond, Sandy Springs. Hammond and Roswell Road, somewhere around there. Yeah, you will thank me.
Yeah. Well, I was afraid because I was wearing my Marine Corps stuff, my Marine Corps cover. The cover's a hat, and my Marine Corps, stuff. And I was afraid that I walked in, and they started spitting on me or something like that. But this chick, was so nice. I'm going to go back and see her.
And just a few feet away is a Five Guys hamburger place, and between there is a is it Huey's, the bakery?
Yeah, Harry's.
No. It's an old Atlanta one. It's been around for years.
That one I'm not sure I know.
You would know.
Five Guys.
Great roast beef sandwich.
I've never had a Five Guys burger either. I've never been to Five Guys.
You need to do that.
Well, I
should
go to both.
Take the loan officer. Maybe he'll give you something.
There you go. Kimmer Pete Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And Donald Trump made a comment about this, and I saw this story. The guy they call Big Balls, who worked on the Doge business to save money for America, got the crap kicked out of him trying to save his girlfriend and himself. It was a carjacking attempt, and it was done by children. 2 teenagers have been arrested after beating the crap out of the former Doge employee known as Big Balls during an attempted carjacking in Washington, D.C. And Donald Trump made the point, and they showed the bloody pictures of this poor young man who got the crap kicked out of him. Edward Corristine, I think is his official name, called Big Balls. It was 3 o'clock in the morning, Saturday night over Sunday morning. A group of teenagers in what's called the Logan Circle neighborhood of Washington, D.C. tried to carjack him and a woman who identified as his girlfriend. And Corristine pushed the woman into the car and then tried to confront the group of the people who attacked him. Several teens attacked him. Officers patrolling nearby intervened, moved toward the group. They all fled, but they caught 2 kids. The 2 teenagers they caught for beating the guy in an attempted carjacking are a 15-year-old boy and a 15-year-old girl. Local minors and gang members over the age of 14 should be prosecuted as adults, according to Donald Trump. Yes. The most recent victim was beaten mercilessly by local thugs. It should have been done a long time ago. This incredible young man and so many others would not have had to go through the horrors of violent crime. If this continues, I'm going to exert my powers and federalize this city. And he has the right. Good. Washington, D.C. is under the aegis of the United States government.
Yes.
It doesn't necessarily need or have or should have a mayor. And so this has never been challenged before, as far as I know. And Donald Trump has the authority. Now, he could do this. He could just say, okay, we're sending troops in there to play every freaking block to see how you like it until you start, smartening up here. But again, a 15-year-old boy and a 15-year-old girl part of a hijacking gang?
Look, the community has been in charge of D.C. for quite a while, and it's just getting worse. They've screwed up. They can't handle it. It's time for him to federalize it and really put the troops on the street and make it safe to walk around again.
Remember when George Floyd thing happened, Washington, D.C. was one of the first to put the freaking, George Floyd hero thing on their sidewalks and streets and stuff and rainbow veranda stuff. Give me a break.
You had your chance. You screwed up. It's time for, the adults to show up
big time.
and deal with this.
Yeah, 4:31 already. Holy cow. Kevin Pete Flounder, how's it going? It's Wednesday, hump day.
Someone on YouTube, Mafia Pete, said Harris Bakery.
No, I think he's talking about something else. I know there's a Harry's, and I don't know Harris, but I think
it's not Harry's. It starts with an H, and it's like it's a tradition in Atlanta. They got roast beef sandwiches. They got great little bakery cookies, and it's.
God, I don't know. I can't think. I can
never remember the name.
Yeah.
I can never.
Well, somebody
remember the
will.
damn name.
And sure, it starts with H, and it's they make cookies and also sandwiches.
No, I do not.
Okay, well, maybe somebody will know. All right, 4:31. All right, leave me alone. We don't know everything.
Neil Boortz is only live on Extra 106.3, bringing you daily commentary on the biggest topics of the day. Catch him throughout the day or hear his latest on the Extra 106.3 app.
Boy, there's a lot of building going on these days, homes and subdivision stuff. Stovall and Company, your third-generation wholesale landscaping supply company. If you're a builder or contractor, you're putting in somebody's lawn or backyard or fixing it up or patio, stuff like that, they've got it all. 11 locations, latest one up there in Canton. Trees and shrubs and bushes and sod and seeds and irrigation systems and sprinkler setups and all that stuff. And if they don't have it and you're looking for something special, they'll tell you where to get it, even if they lose the sale. Paul and the company, by the way, they're a family business, so if you say you need it right now, it's on the way. Tell them the Kevin sent you. StovallInc.com.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. So when we go through days or weeks of volatility in the market, Sean, it's hard to know what to do. What can you tell us?
The biggest thing is don't panic or make immediate decisions with your money. Take those emotional concerns out of the middle of it. Look, markets cycle regularly. Market corrections and bear markets are a normal part of the cycle. They're just part of the plan that are going to be accounted for. If you feel nervous when you read the headlines about big drops in the market, you might not know enough about how your money is positioned. That's why it's important to get the right guidance on a financial plan for your retirement.
Tell us about the offer you have for our listeners.
All right, so now's the time to start, folks. Looking ahead and identifying if you have too much risk in your portfolio. That's the first thing. We have a helpful little resource for our listeners today. We call it the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit. You can get it today by calling or texting WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped put together this just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement, plus guides on major topics like investments, Social Security, income planning, taxes, and so forth of the key components of retirement. So if you want to get this information in your hands today, call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer and get your Retire Happy Framework today. Just text WISE to 770-802-2200. The team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy Framework to you right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Firm does not provide tax services.
You should never need financing for a simple garage door repair, but it's happening here. Out-of-town companies have invaded Atlanta for a cash grab, charging outrageous prices. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Stay local and stay on budget for every opening of your home. All Four Seasons, trusted and Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
This is Tom with the Honest Car Guy.
Hey, what's with all this honesty stuff?
We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly.
How honestly?
We guarantee that each vehicle we sell will come with a bill of sale showing what we paid for the vehicle. You'll pay what we pay, plus an honest fee. Guaranteed.
No gimmicks or tricks?
Nope.
Man, this sounds like a new way to buy a car.
Get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1 or visit honestcarguy.com.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
Associate Attorney, German Practice Group position for Smith, Gambrell & Russell, LLP in Atlanta, GA. Advise German client companies on multiple facets of U.S. legal matters drawing upon educational background in law, including statutes, constitutions, regulations, trends, and court opinions, including precedents and reasoning. Requires a Juris Doctor or LLM from ABA accredited law school in the U.S. Must have 1 year experience as an associate for an international law firm. Stated experience must include drafting agreements in English and German and reviewing agreements governed by U.S. law for compliance with German law. Extensive international and domestic travel required. Must be admitted to practice law in the U.S. Mail resume with job code CF to Sherry Knight, Director of Professional Recruiting, Smith, Gambrell & Russell, LLP, 1105 West Peachtree Street, NE, Suite 1000, Atlanta, GA, 30309-3608. No phone calls, EOE.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
The mystery is solved.
It's Mystery is Solved. Coming up with Kimmer Pete and Flounder. Here we go. A little Stevie Wonder there for you. On this day, 1973, Stevie was injured seriously when the car he was in crashed. They were on I-85 near Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Stevie was in the car, and it left him in a coma after this horrible crash for 4 days. The accident also left him without any sense of smell, but did restore his vision, and that's why he was seeing for the rest of his years and years. When he pretended to be blind, he was actually looking at those girls, and they never knew it. An incredible story. Stevie Wonder on this day in 1970.
He's not blind.
No, he's not blind. I know the man's lying, and he's getting away with the fondling my. Oh, was that your breast? I'm so sorry. I thought it was your elbow. And frankly, let's not be too easy, fast, and critical. Sorry. All right, now our birthday list. Oh, we got a phone call. Hold on. It's Rick the Painter. Hey, happy hump day there, Rick. What's going on, man?
Hey, Kimmer. Hey, brother.
Yeah.
I was going to wait, maybe not call today and bug you guys, but it's Flounder's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Flounder.
Yeah, happy birthday, Flounder.
Thank you. I had to call in his honor.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're the man. Hey, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, but anyway, there was this lady reporter. She was interviewing this old homeless man on the street.
Yeah.
And during the interview, she says, "What's your biggest regret in life?"
Yeah.
He said, "Well, not listening to my wife's advice." And she goes, "Well, what was that?"
Yeah.
He said, "I don't know. I wasn't listening."
He wasn't listening to the wife. So in other words, if he'd only, oh God. So the biggest was not listening because he did, at least that's what he would thought she said. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Bob's wife is furious with the neighbor who sunbathes naked in her backyard.
Oh, sunbathes naked.
Personally, I'm on the fence.
Yeah. Oh, hey, hi-oh. Ho, hey, ha.
On the fence. On that
issue there. Sorry, I didn't know where you were. I don't know.
So you just talk.
It's not like this is planned.
Step on it.
It's a simple thing. There's a setup line, and then there's a punch line.
Well,
It's very simple.
No, I didn't say anything. Leave me alone.
We've been doing this for 30 years.
I know. Thank you. Oh, God. I'm not even going to do a birthday now because I'm just going to go right into our history thing. What's that?
Well,
Yes.
guess what? It's Henri's.
Henri's. Not Henry's and Huey's, but Henri's.
There's actually one in the parking lot where the Trader Joe's is on Roswell Road.
Yes.
Yes. Is that what you were talking about?
I go there too.
I'll be darned.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to have to try.
I don't go there much anymore because I don't take that route to work, but I used to, and they got.
Is it a bakery?
Yes. All kinds of cookies. They got cakes. They got all kinds of good stuff. Sandwiches, breakfast.
Henri's. Henry, Henri. Henry.
I got about 40 phone calls during the break, and every single one of them pronounced it differently. So I didn't know. Henry. It's actually Henri. And then someone said Harris Teeter.
Harris Teeter used to be huge. Are they still around? I haven't seen a Harris Teeter in 30 years. I used to live near one in Brookhaven. But I haven't seen a Harris Teeter. Are they still operating? I guess. I don't know. I haven't seen one. Literally. Anyway. Kimber Pete Flounder, update on the Fort Stewart thing here in a second. On this day in history, 1846. By the way, we still have tweets in the game. You want to do a tweets or a game, Pete, coming up here? What do you decide?
He rebooted me, so what? Say it again.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have tweets and a game, and this is kind of the hour where we'd like to do one or the other. Would you like to do either one of those coming up shortly after I do the history thing?
I've got a good NFL game for you.
All right, well, let's do it shortly, and that'll be a good tease in half an hour for your Holy Crap of Sports.
Okay, but don't call me shortly.
Hey, ho, ha. And now this something you'll really enjoy. 1846, an ominous sign of troubles to come. The Donner Party finds a note warning the immigrants their expected route through the mountains is nearly impossible. The Donner Party had left Springfield, Illinois 3 months earlier in 1846. Two brothers, Jacob and George Donner, following the regular California trail to Wyoming. Then the immigrants decided to leave the established trail and take a new, shorter route to California laid out by an unscrupulous trail guide named Lansford Hastings, who was not there at the time, but led an earlier wagon train and said, "I'll leave you a note to mark the trail." They on this day in 1846, they reached the head of the canyon, found the note attached to a forked stick. It said, "The route ahead's more difficult than he thought. You make camp here and wait till I come back and show you a better way." This troubled them because it meant wasting time and they were trying to fight the weather. They waited 8 days. He hadn't still alive, so they sent a messenger to the canyon to find the guide. Several days later, he came back and said, "Follow a different trail," which they did, but it turned out to be even worse. They had to carve a fresh road, but it was almost impossible. They got to the Great Salt Lake. It cost them 18 valuable days. Their difficulties were to begin then. The shortcut cost them so many days, crossing the Sierra Nevada mountains late in the season. And in October, they got hit with a heavy snowfall, blocked the mountain pass, trapped the immigrants in a frozen wilderness, reducing them to cannibalism of the dead bodies to survive. 45 of the original 89 people actually made it to California.
Tan Sierra.
440.
You know what? If I ever got reservations at a restaurant, if I was the person in charge of that, every so often I would call out Donner Party of 8.
Yeah, Donner Party.
Donner Party of 7. Donner Party of 6.
Well, somebody should do that. You want to do a game here?
Sure.
Let's do it right here. And by the way, speaking of sports, this is a true story. While Pete gets ready for the game, you can hit the flounder thing if you want to, the plunky twang if you want to flounder for the game. But this true story. Last night, I'm getting ready. I'm getting my dinner, and I say it's trash night, trash day on Wednesday. So Tuesday night, everybody takes their trash out near the garbage and trash barrels. And so I'm watching the Braves game, and it's 0-0. And I go downstairs to my garage, and I take the two trash barrels to the end of the driveway, and I come back, and we're losing 2-0. I said, what the hell? Wait a minute now. Let's not keep doing this again, guys, because I didn't keep watching the Braves. I mean, it's unbelievable. I go down to take the garbage out. We're losing 2-0. Anyway, Pete Davis, little game time here. Jeez.
Well, now that you've told the trash story, I don't know if we have enough time.
You have all the time you want, mister.
You sure?
It's our show.
Right.
We'll just move things around and tell them the Kimmer said so.
Fun?
In fact, we'll get it all in there. It's gonna be. I told him we'll be on till 6. So get off my
That's what she
freaking
said.
back. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right.
No, we're good.
Random facts about teams. What team invented the shotgun formation?
Dallas. Oh, no.
Had
Had to be-
Roger Staubach, Tom Landry all the time? Yeah?
Yeah. No. It's
No. 49ers.
Really? To say what year?
Yeah, 49ers.
Offhand,
I
to say
didn't
what
say
year?
what year.
Okay.
What is the only NFC team with 0 Super Bowl appearances?
NFC team. Well, wouldn't be St. Louis, wouldn't be Chicago, wouldn't be.
You want a hint?
Yeah.
Falcons are playing them Friday night.
The ones we just. Crap. I don't.
The Lions.
Oh, the Detroit has never been in the Super Bowl?
No, never. What is the only team undefeated in Super Bowls?
It'll be Dallas.
No.
Oh, no, undefeated. And every. Oh, that'd be not the Patriots. They lost one. Wow. Good question. Washington, maybe? Redskins?
Nope, they're in the same
Packers?
division the Falcons are. Little south of us.
Not Dolphins.
No, they're not in the same.
The Titans?
They're not in the
No.
same conference.
No,
the Titans are not in the same.
Well,
conference.
it would be a team that's
And
only
they're
one.
north of us, Flounder. They're not south of
Tampa
us.
Bay?
Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers.
Huh.
You are correct, sir. All right.
Flounder.
Southeast, west. I got to remember that.
Well, there you are.
Here's a great bar bet. What is the only team to win championships in 3 cities?
Oh, their team. Got to be St. Louis.
St. Louis what?
St. Louis Rams, the St. Louis, and then they became the Arizona Cardinals, and then they became something. No, it's not it.
No, they did not.
All
Now,
right,
Chicago Cardinals became the St. Louis Cardinals, became the Arizona Cardinals. But the Rams were first the Cleveland Rams
Oh, I
before
didn't know
moving
that.
to L.A., then to St. Louis, and then back to L.A.
I didn't know that. Huh.
Yeah, okay.
I'll be darned.
All right, let's see. What team has 4 Super Bowl appearances but no wins?
Buffalo.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
Well,
actually, Buffalo may be one of them. Minnesota's the other one.
even when Tarkin didn't win one?
No, they did not. They never won one.
I'll be darned.
Which team has no quarterback ever thrown for 4,000 yards in one season?
Only team has
never had a quarterback throw for 4,000 yards.
Well, probably 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Somebody.
It's kind of windy there.
Windy City of Chicago.
The Bears.
I'll be darned with Vince McMahon, or what's his name? John McMahon, Joe McMahon,
Jim
McMahon. Yeah.
Which team invented the spike celebration?
Oh, probably the Jets.
Close. Very close. Same
Giants?
stadium. The Giants
I'll be
did that.
darned. Huh.
What was the first NFL team with a marching band?
Oh, wow.
They were in 2 cities, Boston, and then they moved to...
Well, now Boston
they changed their
Browns. Was it the Boston Browns?
No.
I don't know.
The Boston Redskins became the
Oh, no
Washington
kidding.
Redskins.
I'll
Yeah.
be darned. Oh, cool.
What's the oldest team in the NFL?
That was Chicago Bears. Papa Hallis.
Close. The Cardinals. The Chicago.
Oh, that's
Cardinals.
right. Didn't he start with the Cardinals? I think, didn't he? And then went to Chicago Bears. Yeah, maybe.
And what is the oldest United States pro team with 0 championships?
The Atlanta Falcons.
You are correct, sir. The Atlanta Falcons. Consistency.
Kaboom! 449. Kimmer, Payton, Flounder. Yeah.
The Morning Extra, Neil Bortz, and The Kimmer Show are all online for you anytime at thepodcastpark.com. Plus all of Extra's exclusive podcasts like Ben Burnett, Janelle King, and so much more. All at thepodcastpark.com. Presented by Associated Credit Union.
Convenience is defined as the state of being able to proceed with something with little effort or difficulty. At RBM of Atlanta, we embody this definition. Convenience is our middle name. With back to school in full swing and after school activities taking over all your available time, now more than ever, convenience is a must-have. Meet our Mercedes-Benz pickup and delivery service. It gives you back time and money. Does your Mercedes-Benz need service? If so, we'll pick up your vehicle that's requiring service from your home or office and bring it back to our dealership for those services. Once the services have been complete, we'll bring your Mercedes-Benz back to you. With over 110 appointments available every weekday, over 50 appointments on Saturdays, and more than 200 courtesy vehicles in our fleet, we're here to serve. RBM of Atlanta is a J.D. Power 2025 Diamond Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Pickup and delivery service restrictions do apply. Ask your service coordinator or service advisor at RBM of Atlanta for details.
A good retirement plan has to have income that will not run out. Craig Chandler knows that. With more, here's Coach Pete.
Well, your retirement plan should be a forever plan. If it's not a forever plan, then you might not be in the right plan because, I mean, we have no idea when we're going to live to. You say, my plan's going to be great until age 92. When they say, what happens at age 93? Well, I'm out of money. Well, that's not a good plan. And most of you listening don't have the correct plan set up. You've got an advisor telling you everything's fine, but they forget to mention under their breath until age 92 or age 88. But what about age 89? So it's all about your number, and you need to have certainty in your plan, and the plan needs to never run out of money as long as you and your spouse are here. Period.
Call Coach Pete's local trusted advisor for a comprehensive retirement review at no cost, no obligation. That's Craig Chandler. 800-419-6164. 800-419-6164. Chandler Wealth Management. 800-419-6164. 800-419-6164.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We are a family-owned, operated, independent local company. We have over 15 years of artificial grass design, installation, and sales experience. From premium artificial lawns and backyards, custom putting greens, sports fields, hardscape, drainage. We do both residential and commercial. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Modular and offsite construction is booming. If you're an architect, building engineer, supplier, developer, or contractor, you can't miss the Offsite Construction Summit, returning to the International Convention Center in Atlanta on August 19th. With the rising cost of traditional building, modular and offsite construction is changing the way companies build housing, retail, healthcare, restaurants, and more. So don't miss the Offsite Construction Summit on August 19th. This is your opportunity to create new business and learn from the industry's best. Register today at offsiteconstructionnetwork.com. That's offsiteconstructionnetwork.com.
All right, look out now. Here we go. Here's our favorite. I'm going to plug my ears over there.
Crazy. All half inside.
Yeah. Do you think I'm sexy?
Street cocaine.
Well, oh, dear God, I just... All right. 1964, Rod Stewart's TV debut on the BBC show The Beat Room as a member of the group called the Hoochie Coochie Men. The tapes of all but one of the programs were destroyed. The only remaining program, broadcast in 1964, featured Tom Jones, Julie Rogers, the Kinks, John Lee Hooker, and the Syndicats. It also featured a sextet of female dancers. The Beat Girls formed from an existing group called the Katydids. Sometimes the Katys don't, but that's a whole other issue. Rod Stewart, 1964. All right, sir. And our birthday list includes M. Night Shyamalan and Ramamam, Now, it's possible that I might have M. Night Shyamalan, Ding Dong, 55 years old. He does those weird movies like Signs and like freaky psycho,
Sixth Sense,
nightmare thing. Yeah, Sixth Sense. Did you do the Sixth Sense thing? And again, in fact, I was reading something about that too. And I'm not alone. In fact, the story I read on it said the movie was with a surprise ending, shocking many people in the audience who had no idea whether so and so. And I'm one of them. I've completely. Oh my God! So he's been dead the whole time. I get it now. What's that? Stupid. I mean, such an idiot. Honestly, I'm such a freaking. I swear to God, if I flirted with that little Spanish girl down when I was retired, when I was 64 years old, I'll bet I'd still be married to her today. Sorry. I'm just saying. On this day in
your private hacienda.
On this day in 1970, 300 yippies, the Youth International Party, YIP, yippies, invade Disneyland Park in California. They took over Tom Sawyer's Island, put on a circus, climbed the buildings, sang the Mickey Mouse Club theme. 23 yippies were arrested. This is 1970. The park was closed for only the second time in its entire history. The yippies were the counterculture group founded by Abbie Hoffman and his wife Anita Hoffman, Jerry Rubin, Nancy Kershaw, and Paul Krasner. And you know some of those names, and they were the famous yippies. Abbie Hoffman. And was he the one who had the book called Steal This Book?
Yeah, I think it was Jerry Rubin. Maybe had
either one of those had a book called "Steal This Book."
Abbie Hoffman was the guy who Pete Townsend drunkenly swung his guitar and knocked him off the stage at Woodstock.
That's right. We just mentioned it. Yeah.
Get the blank off my blanking stage.
4:56. Got a Flounders Funny coming up. The latest on the Fort Stewart shooting. Mass shooting subject is named Cornelius Radford, a male black guy, Army sergeant, accused of opening fire at Georgia's Fort Stewart base, which is 40 miles from Savannah. Soldiers subdued the quick-thinking service member soon after the bullets started flying. They said the soldiers, without hesitation, tackled him so he could be brought into custody. What motivated him to commit the crime is not known. It was his own gun, was not a soldier's issue Army weapon. And the shooting involved his co-workers at work at Fort Stewart. What led to it, we don't know. He had his own personal handgun. 5 soldiers shot, 3 required surgery. They're all going to live, apparently. He's never been deployed to combat, never known to have any disciplinary issues. He was described as an automated logistics sergeant. Those are the guys who kind of take care of things that are supposed to go places and things like that, equipment and material and things like that. And again, why he did it, I don't know. He's like 28 years old or something. And it's not like you could have PTSD because he's been sitting there doing supplies. So screw you, pal. Anyway, 4:58. Flounder, how about another Flounder's Funny? How about we?
This is a guy named Adam Brown, and he does one-liner dad jokes.
Oh, I like it.
So I think you'll get most of them.
Okay.
He's got a little ukulele while he does his jokes.
Oh, well,
recently my wife told me I couldn't always be quoting Billy Joel. But I let her know that hasn't happened for the longest time.
For the longest time.
As soon as I said that, she almost had a heart attack. On the one hand, it's expensive. On the other hand, it's cleaner than coal. But on the third hand, nuclear power has side effects.
The third hand?
Oh, the third. Oh, my Lord.
The other day, I blew across a jug and was immediately asked if I wanted to go on tour with Mumford & Sons.
I didn't get that one.
I don't get
Sometimes I wonder what Captain Hook did beforehand.
Beforehand?
If you put a seashell to your ear, you can hear the ocean. If you put 11 seashells to your ear, you can hear a heist planned by Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
I didn't get that one. Oh, what?
Ocean's 11 priests. They always be like, man, I'd kill for some rain right now.
There's Stephen Wright. I'd kill for a Nobel Peace Prize. Who's that again?
Adam Broad is his name.
Pretty clever. Pretty clever. Boys, it's coming up on 5 o'clock. Holy crap, and sports coming up and the news and stuff. And we still have we'll do some Pete's tweets and a little amusing stuff and more Flounders Funnies and your calls and everything else, too. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Happy, beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood here at the ballpark on your hump day.
The Kimmer Show is live on your ride home on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station, Extra 1063.
Shot by a fellow soldier. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. An active duty Army sergeant identified as the shooter at Fort Stewart, Georgia. Today, we're told all 5 soldiers who were shot are expected to survive.
Brigadier General John Lubis of the 3rd Infantry Division says Sergeant Cornelius Radford is in custody after shooting 5 fellow. Two were taken to a hospital in Savannah, Georgia.
I know that his soldiers in the area that witnessed the shooting immediately and without hesitation tackled the soldier, subdued him, that allowed law enforcement to then take him into custody.
The weapon used appears to be a handgun not issued by the military. General Lubis says Radford is in pretrial confinement awaiting a charging decision. The motive was not immediately clear. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
President Trump says he intends to meet soon with Russia's President Putin and Ukraine's President Zelensky together. The White House special envoy met with Putin today.
Been told by a senior administration official in the West Wing, Steve Witkoff was told by Vladimir Putin in Moscow that Putin wants to meet with Trump. Trump was told that during his debrief with Witkoff, and then he got a bunch of European leaders on the phone with Volodymyr Zelensky and communicated that this 3-person meeting, Trump, Putin, and Zelensky, could take place as soon as next week.
Fox Peter Doocy at the White House. The president's threatening to double tariffs on imports from India to 50%, meantime, a sanction for buying Russian oil. State 3 of Texas State House Democrats staying out of state to prevent a vote on a new, more Republican-friendly congressional map.
This isn't just some sort of stunt.
Democratic National Committee Chairman Ken Martin there on Fox, calling the new map an illegal power grab by President Trump and Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Texas Republicans say the new districts better represent the state's voting population. America's listening to Fox News.
Summer is all about making memories, right? Backyard barbecues, road trips, maybe finally getting around to that hiking trail you've been eyeballing. But if you're living with pain, those future memories can be stolen from you. So here's a thought. Call 1-800-4RELIEF and try Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement designed to help your body fight pain. It's a doctor-developed formula made from natural ingredients. Best part? Relief Factor doesn't mask pain. It helps reduce or even eliminate it for good. Whether it's kayaking, running around with the little ones, or just chilling in a hammock, Relief Factor can help you feel better, move better, and do more of the things you love all summer long. So if you're ready to reclaim your summer, head over to ReliefFactor.com or give them a call at 1-800-4RELIEF. Do it now and get their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right oblique, ready on your dog target. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder and you on 106.3 WFOM, the farm of Atlanta. The only farm that doesn't really suck. Remember, we're sponsored by Gligman's Flams. If you need flams, you need Gligman's. Here with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 504, nice to have you aboard. 404-741-1230.
What's that cider you really like? I forget the cider.
Dickens. The Dickens Cider Company. Believe me, when you've gotten a bottle, when you have your first, well, anyway.
You know, I prefer Dickens cider in the can.
Well, there you are. Again, you know, those Those mountain women can make you change your mind real hurry. So I can certainly understand all of that. 504.
That's you talking. Not me talking. I didn't say that.
504. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
I swear.
Well, you're the one who said your little friend comes in while you're sleeping and makes you a nice fire in the fireplace. I went, oh, my God.
I don't have a fireplace. What are you talking about?
Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, Flounder. It's hump day. It's Wednesday. A beautiful hot day in the neighborhood. That Army sergeant's been identified. They captured him at Fort Stewart near Savannah. And we don't know what happened. He shot 5 other soldiers with his own personal handgun, and they're going to live. And so that's all we know. He's a black guy with a funny spelled name, but I don't know anything about it. He's never been in combat. He's in his 20s, so it's not like he's been on duty for 50 years of fighting terrorists or something. I don't know. I
never want him to see daylight again.
Well, they should have shot him. I mean, you're in the military. Military's different. Okay, military's different. And this, I can't believe that one of them didn't have their own personal gun and shot the bastard right there. I mean, seriously, just end it right there. Although you want to know why he did it. Although they must have known. I'll bet there was some dispute over something silly, a card game or parking spot or, extra duty or a weekend duty or got punished for something. I mean, he was a sergeant, so, and I don't know the rank of the other guys. Again, I have no idea. Who knows? But, they should have shot him. They should have shot him. This is the military. They caught him. They saw him. They know they were shot. The guys who were there tackled him. And they should have snapped his neck. But, then we wouldn't have found out why he did it. And we may not. I don't know. Anyways, that's the latest on that. Let's see. Also, I still can't get over the story of that Long Island fire chief and the little girl. And I may do that again later on. Poor thing. Let's see. Okay, the Texas Democrats... They are still saying they're not going to come back so that the Texas legislature, which only meets once every 2 years, to try to prevent them from redistricting their legislature so you get more congressmen from the Republican Party. Hopefully that's what the plan was. The Democrats are disappearing. And that state lawmaker, that woman, that snotty, nasty, angry black woman who hates white people named Jolanda Jones has now taken it back and so-called apologized for her comments linking Donald Trump as a Nazi and the Republican Party to the Holocaust. She was on the Don Lemon show because she fled to New York so that she wouldn't have to vote on the redistricting map for Texas. She said, we have to have the courage to stand up, otherwise we'll fall for anything. By the way, that's a takeoff on the old cliche. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And so she's used part of the cliche. In this country, we'll be defeated. We'll be deported. I mean, we'll lose all our rights. And if you think it can't happen, it can. I liken this to the Holocaust. How did the Holocaust happen? The good people remain silent. Please. They're targeting your family. Yeah. Well, now the reaction was obvious. I mean, you dirty, rotten traitor. I mean, this is a woman who hates your country. How could you possibly even think a thing like that? And by the way, how could you Jews vote for Democrats? This woman is a typical Democrat Jew hater. And they'll use any example they can to use you as a bad example or victims so that they can use you for their own political purposes and return to doing nothing for you other than supporting Hamas and supporting the Muslim fighters and calling you all kinds of names who should be destroyed. And this is typical. And then she says, oh, well, I made that statement, but that was a mistake and I apologize for it. Donald Trump is coming for my community. And I get emotional about it and make strong statements. Community. Give me a break. Your community.
Get your community in order because it's falling apart.
She said, this is another thing I really made me freak. She says, Donald Trump is trying to disenfranchise black and brown people to the Holocaust. I mean, race.
Professional victim.
Unbelievable. And then she tries to be all tough hood rat chick like Jasmine Crockett, where she said, Texas Republicans are saying that you'll need to return. She'll say, I ain't got nothing to do but die. I ain't got nothing to do but die. please. And again, I want to make this point, especially for people under the age of like 50 or 60. This country has changed so much, and this is one example. The other example, how the media's not the mainstream media is not reacting to things like this. Social media is. The mainstream media is also not reacting to the fact that we are in the midst of investigating the worst scandal in American history. And by the way, I've been watching every night. I watch Fox News, and I'm getting ready when making my dinner. That girl at 7, that Laura, somebody who's such an interruptive girl, kind of like me, and also Jesse Waters. And every night they've had different people on now saying this is the worst scandal in American history. They're no longer just saying worst political scandal, which is what I've been saying for months, and I think it's absolutely true. And what it used to be back in the 70s in the Richard Nixon case and Watergate, as soon as the information started leaking out, the press jumped. They couldn't get enough investigative reporting and journalism. They were checking everything he's ever said to everybody. They went to they traced the money. They went to bankers from Washington down to Florida. They went to the people who were hiding his money from the feds. The reporters were relentless until they got him. And the other difference, the reporters nowadays are defending the Democrats and refusing to cover the truth. You would think a reporter would say, oh my God, the biggest scandal in history, and they've got the documents in writing. Let's go out there. Let's go cover this stuff. This is an incredible story. Instead, they're defending the Democrats and hiding it and protecting them. That's never happened. And again, remember, when Nixon was caught in the scandal, his own party said, this is wrong. You can't keep doing this. The Democrats, when they found out that Biden was going to lose, stabbed him in the back and performed their own coup, which is a lot different than the Republicans party standing up to what was right. The Democrats are still sleazy and operating in the dark. And I'm telling you, America is not the way it used to be between the press and the politicians. This is not our country. And again, how could a reporter worth anything not be going crazy investigating this story and talking to every single person involved in outing these scoundrels? And instead, they're covering it up. They're not reporters. They're not journalists. They're not media.
They're Democrats. Before they're Americans. And remember, journalism started that about 30 years ago. They started calling themselves journalists and not just Americans. Yeah. They were journalists first, and then Americans. Well, it was America that gave you basically the freedom to be this journalist. But what the hell? Yeah. Do what you want to do there. Yeah. And they're Democrats first now.
The advocates. It's disgraceful and distressing. And I don't know how they're ever going to. I can see the day very soon where they're no longer going to even have network news.
I haven't watched network news in a decade.
I haven't watched it in at least since I retired 15 or 20 years ago, whatever it was. Seriously, I don't.
You see the lie every show. You saw at least one lie.
Right. Mostly peaceful demonstrations while a freaking warehouse is burning. Car lots are on fire. Mostly peaceful demonstration because of the Republican administration cracking down. I mean, this is unbelievable. Anyway, it's 5:13. Holy crap, and sports is coming up. We still got tweets. We'll do some tweets later, and also Flounders Funnies. And your phone calls at 404-741-1230. Go Braves. And be a man. I'm not taking the guard. I'm going to stay. I watch every minute of the Braves game now. Maybe they'll win one. It's not like I had anything else to do. And now I'm responsible. I'm like, God, man. Anyway, here we go. Look out.
The Morning Extra from 6 to 10. Glenn Beck until noon. Clay and Buck from noon to 3. And The Kimmer Show on your ride home from 3 to 6. Plus Jesse Kelly from 6 to 9. And Jimmy Vela from 9 to midnight. The voices you need all day with the conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Eli White.
Good morning, Mike. What you eating?
You gotta try this.
I can hear you crunching from the next cube over.
This is amazing. I just discovered it this weekend at Gourmet Granola. They were sampling it, so I tried.
Services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
So a lot of people talking about fixing up their homes either to keep or sell, and I know Jeff and his wife at Peach State Windows are here to help. Now, they don't put things like the siding and stuff like that in the title, but I've known them. I worked with them 25 years ago, and I like hardy plank of siding, but they can do what your house needs is what they'll get for you. Again, Peach State Windows, known for their windows, the double hung and the like big-time energy-saving stuff like that, whatever they're called, vinyl thing. But they can do whatever style your home needs, old or new home or whatever, they can do that for you. Taking care of business for you. Here's number 770-485-8011. PeachStateWindows.com.
Good morning, Mike. What you eating?
You gotta try this.
I can hear you crunching from the next cube over.
This is amazing. I just discovered it this weekend at Lidl. It's Greek Goddess Gourmet Granola. They were sampling it, so I tried it. Then I bought 6 bags.
Wow. Is it cereal?
Can be. Or an amazing trail mix. It's great for a meal or a snack.
What's in it?
Well, they have 2 flavors, maple oat and harvest nut, which is my favorite. It's made with whole grain oats, almonds, pecans, raisins, coconut, and the sweet taste of pure maple syrup. Maple oat is a simpler take on their delicious granola. It's got wholesome oats, plump raisins, coconut, and maple syrup.
That sounds healthy and delicious.
That's why I can't stop crunching, Susan.
Greek Goddess Gourmet Granola. It's a breakfast or on-the-go snack you can feel good about. It's dairy-free and gluten-free, and with only 2 grams of added sugar per serving, even your belly will love it. Pick some up at Lidl, Amazon, GreekGoddessGourmet.com, or at specialty stores near you.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
404-793-0000. 1 Glen Lake Parkway Northeast, Atlanta.
Hey, Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. I have a question for you. Am I the only person pissed off with the mainstream fake news, liberal judges,
and whiny liberal politicians
who don't realize why Donald Trump is president, and fake safes? And you may wonder, why fake safes? Well, a fake safe is like Joe Biden, cheap and ineffective. A real safe from Atlanta Safe House is like Donald Trump, tough, effective, and provides peace of mind when you need it the most. So drop by Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast and see what a real safe looks like. So go to atlantasafehouse.com.
On this day in 1975, the New York Times, first time ever, published an obituary on the front page for sleuth Hercule Poirot because Agatha Christie announced in her next book she's going to kill him off. And now sponsored by RBM of Atlanta, Holy Crap at Sports with Pete Davis.
Braves fall to Milwaukee in Truist Park 7-2 last night. Once again, they leave double-digit runners on base. Freddie Peralta improves to 13-5. Joey Wentz got the loss. He's now 2-3. Eli White had a double and home run to count for all Atlanta RBIs. Here's how the homers sounded.
Eli White pounds one high and deep to left field. That one is going to find its way into the seats. Another home run by Eli White. That is his 3rd in the last few days. He hit 2 on Sunday. He's got 1 tonight.
Whoops-a-daisy.
All righty then. That's quite all right. Jerks and Profar struggling both at the plate and in the field, misjudging fly balls. He needs to work on that. So rubber game tonight. The 8-4 left-hander Jose Quintana for the Brewers. How should I say rubber game? Milwaukee has won both the first 2, so it's not really it's more like a prophylactic game. I think at this point against the 5-8 Spencer Strider. Now Eli White has been rewarded. He will lead off. Ozzie Albies batting 2nd. Profar moved down to 6th in the lineup, so changing things around there. Marlins come to town tomorrow night. Rumor has it the Braves are interested in Georgia native Byron Buxton, the oft-injured star of the Twins. Buxton has said he does not want to trade, so I guess he likes playing up at Mogadishu.
Well, I don't like that at all. Stupid. Get here. Bring here.
See, Minnesota, it's a lot of Somalians.
Yes, they do.
Chris Sale will throw batting practice tomorrow, and you can forget the robo-ump. Are you ready for Ms. Ump?
Oh, no. Don't tell me.
Jen Powell is set to become the first woman to umpire a game in Major League Baseball history. She will work the games this weekend between the Marlins and Braves right here at Truist Park. History made across the street. She will work the bases in Saturday's doubleheader, and she will be behind the plate on Sunday doing balls and strikes.
Strike two!
Which means she'll be calling strikes on batters for something they did the day before. The 48-year-old New Jersey native has worked spring training games in the past. This move comes 28 years after the gender barrier for game officials broken by the NBA, and 10 years after it entered the NFL, and 3 years after the Men's Soccer World Cup employed a female ref.
You know, okay. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't like it. I just don't.
Robo-ump's here next year.
Yeah, I know.
My friend Mercedes posts, only a couple weeks left until I let a college football team determine my mood for the next 5 months.
Yeah.
It's so true.
There you go.
As he prepares to defend last season's Super Bowl title with the Eagles, wide receiver A.J. Brown gave a hilarious reason to pardon my take on why he elected to commit to Ole Miss instead of Georgia coming out of high school several years ago.
Yeah.
The three-time Pro Bowler says it was all about the socks. I didn't choose Georgia because I don't like wearing black socks. That may be crazy, but I hate wearing black socks. Putting on black socks with black cleats, it's hideous. When I put on white, I feel so fast, so smooth. It's like something about it. Well, you know what they say, once you go white, it's also tight. So,
Didn't Deion Sanders once refuse to accept a scholarship because they wouldn't give him the number 1 for the uniform or something?
I don't know about that.
Somebody said they wouldn't give him the number 1 first because it was already taken. He said, I'm not coming here then. I swear there was a famous receiver who, I thought it was Deion, maybe not.
It's always a receiver.
Yeah.
So the Falcons refused to play their top 2 quarterbacks in the first preseason game Friday night here at home against the Lions, even though Michael Penix Jr. could sure use the reps. But 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers says he is up for playing Saturday for the Steelers if Coach Mike Tomlin wants him in there. So he wants to learn the offense better. What a novel idea to actually play and learn.
Yeah, before the actual games that begin. Yeah. Well, you know, like practicing is, I know it's silly.
We talking about practice, y'all.
Practice?
Practice.
Playoffs.
By the way, Kirk Cousins' first pass in scrimmage today, a pick 6 to Leonard Floyd. So Kirk is in midseason form already. It's good to see. The Falcons released their first depth chart of the season and exploded about 20 fathoms below. Japanese submarine, I think.
Yes.
Penix is the starter, of course, followed by Cousins. Who is after Kirk Cousins as quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons?
I have no idea. I don't know.
That would be Easton Stick. He's out of North Dakota State, I believe.
Stick. All right, sir.
Then Emory Jones after him.
All right.
He played for like 1,400 college teams. He liked to bounce around a bit. Younghoe Koo is still listed as the number 1 place kicker, though, over Lenny Krieg.
I hope he's healthy because, boy, when he had that great year, I mean, he was really doing well, and then he had nothing but trouble.
Nothing but trouble last year. Yeah. Cornerback J.C. Horn is the son of former Falcons receiver Joe Horn. The Alpharetta High School graduate plays for the Panthers now and got into a car accident outside their stadium in Charlotte this morning. But he's going to be okay. Just a slight injury there.
Oh, that's good.
NFL Commissioner for Life Roger Goodell says, do not worry. I know you were really worried about this.
I was kind of worried.
ESPN will not monkey with the NFL Red Zone
Red
show.
Zone. You know, I heard that again today because it's changing ownership thing or whatever. And I'll tell you what, Red Zone is a very interesting program that ought to be left the hell alone.
In fact, they might expand to a college football Red Zone. Wouldn't you love that?
Oh, man, that would be
watching the whole games.
Just the highlights of touchdown, every score of college games. Oh my God, I never stopped watching.
There's only like 60 games going on at one time.
You can't see. You wouldn't be able to stop even. You'd never stop watching.
They'd have to have 2 people do that. There's no way
it would never
one
stop.
person could do that.
You could never stop.
I'd love to do that.
Oh man, especially college. I mean, how much fun are college touchdowns? I mean, you know, holy smokes! Oh, this would be very
cool.
How
about an NBA Red Zone? We could do NBA. Well, I don't know how you could do that.
Well, we already do highlights
down,
and
up and down all the time.
Yeah.
Here's my suggestion. How about a Love Island Red Zone? You only see it when the action heats up. Somebody's about to get laid, and then it jumps right over. We're going to jump over to Oahu now.
Yes, anyway. Where somebody stole somebody's wife. Yeah.
It's becoming known as the dildo drop, the pulsating porn projectile, lobbing the love toy. By any name, it's now a trend for fans to throw sex toys onto the hardwood of a WNBA court. What started here in College Park is now spread around the country, inserting itself into the very fabric of the game.
Oh, boy.
Another vibrator landed near Indiana's Sophie Cunningham, humming right past her after it was thrown from the stands in Los Angeles while the Fever played the Sparks last night.
Oh, no.
Cunningham jumped back in surprise, and then Kelsey Plum kicked the object into the stands. It very nearly hit the rim. And once again, it was green. Green toys were also thrown in Phoenix and New York last night, but did not reach the court. Weak arm there. The one at Barclays Center in Brooklyn landed near a child.
Oh, no. See, that's,
Yeah, that's a little. That's
Flounder,
that's
would you like to tell the little people the text you sent me this morning, sir, about this issue?
Well, yeah, I mean, if the WNBA was smart about this, they would try and utilize it and maybe try and find a sponsorship out of one of these companies.
And my reply to you was this Veronica's idea? And the answer was no
balls, no problem.
That's right. He didn't empty that thing.
He had a very good point with that suggestion.
Yeah, there you go.
Today in sports history, August 6, 1969, Twins manager Billy Martin punches Twins pitcher Dave Boswell, who got into a scuffle with teammate Bob Allison in an alley behind a bar in Detroit. Minnesota manager Billy Martin de-escalates the situation by stepping in and punching Boswell, knocking him unconscious. Dave will need 20 stitches to close the wound, but will go on to win 20 games that season.
Billy Martin. Oh, man.
Master motivator, Billy Martin.
Lordy.
Here, let me fix this by knocking you out.
Yeah. Oh.
2010, the Braves retired Tom Glavine's number 47 before a game against the Giants. Atlanta wins 3-2 in 11 innings.
Excellent.
In 2020, after originally announcing that he would sit out the season over health and safety concerns because of the China virus, Nick Markakis changed his mind and returns to the lineup, delivers the walk-off home run, a 4-3 win over the Blue Jays.
Yes.
1967, Brooks Robinson probably did not enjoy this record. Set the major league record when he hit into his fourth career triple play. He was kind of slow. Great reflexes, but not a fast runner. 1908, Detroit outfitter Ty Cobb gets married, having departed the Tigers 3 days ago to attend the ceremony without telling the team. Club owner Frank Navin considers the 21-year-old Georgia Peach's 6-day defection during a pennant race the most arrogant act he had ever heard of in baseball.
I would think so. A pennant race, and it takes off and doesn't even tell anybody.
He was 21. And
chicks, man. Chicks.
Yeah. 1973, Roberto Clemente became the first Latin-born player inducted into the Hall of Fame. Baseball waived the mandatory 5-year waiting period. The late Pirates outfitter died tragically on New Year's Eve. A crash carrying relief supplies to the earthquake victims in Nicaragua was elected posthumously. They never found his body. Never found it. 1979, after delivering the eulogy at Thurman Munson's funeral in Ohio, Bobby Mercer, a teammate and close friend of the deceased Yankee catcher, drives in all runs in the Yankees' 5-4 comeback win over the Orioles at Yankee Stadium. With a bat he will never use again, the New York outfielder hits a 3-run homer and wins the game with a 2-run single in the bottom of the ninth.
Wow. And he took his bat out of play.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's movie stuff
What a
right
great
there.
story.
Yeah.
And speaking of pitchers and sports and things with Tom Glavine's number 47, it was on this day in 1890. Cy Young pitched the Cleveland Spiders to a win over the Chicago Colts. It was either 6-1 or 8-1. And on this day in 1890, Cy Young gained the first of his 511 major league victories. 511. Holy cow.
Well, they threw 40 miles an hour, I think.
Yeah, well, also the gloves were not exactly, I don't know whether.
Gloves?
Well, what gloves?
Gloves?
Yeah. I mean, I wonder, in fact, if you were like a second or third baseman or short, whatever, infielder, and the ball, I mean, the gloves were just, 5 kind of looping clunks of leather. They weren't sewed together or anything, leather laces or anything. If you couldn't catch the ball because it would bounce off the thing, would that be an error or a hit? Probably a hit I wonder how they had to do it, because otherwise I don't know.
The balls were softer back then, too. They weren't as tightly wound.
Anyway, one other a quick sports thing here, Pete. In fact, I have a sports birthday before I forget, too, somewhere here. I know. Oh, here we go. David Robinson, the NBA legend, San Antonio Spurs center, is 60 years old today. David Robinson. And on this day in 1926, Gertrude Ederle becomes the first woman to swim the English Channel. She was 20 years old. It was her second attempt. She was born to German immigrants, New York. She learned to swim when she was 9, but didn't know how to do it properly until she was 15. 2 years later, she won gold medal in the Olympics in 1924. Won a couple of gold medals. She tried to swim the English Channel, but after 8 hours and 46 minutes, her coach forced her to stop out of concern she was swallowing too much salt water. She disagreed and fired him on the spot, and then tried again. Tried again the second time. She said, "I knew it could be done. I knew it had to be done, and I did it." And she did it. The first woman to swim the length of the English Channel. They gave her a ticker tape parade in New York, and she damaged her hearing during the swim and spent the rest of her life teaching deaf children how to swim in New York City. And this young lady, Miss Gertrude Ederle, died at the age of 98 in 2003. First woman to cross
cold, choppy weather.
Yeah,
that water is cold and choppy, and currents. There's strong currents.
Yeah, they have to grease themselves with literally like bear grease and axle grease and slimy stuff. Otherwise, you couldn't do it. 5:30 already. Holy cow! Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and a big day in history that's coming up, and also the latest. Let's do Pete's tweets. You want to do Pete's tweets?
Sure.
Let's do some Pete's tweets coming up. 4:30, 5:31. 5:31. Here we go. 4 or 5, whatever.
Get connected to Extra 106.3 on all your favorite apps. Then download ours and stream the station across Georgia. We're live online at extra1063.com. Stream live video from the studios on YouTube. And of course, Kimmer, Bortz, and your favorite Extra shows in crystal clear digital on the Extra 106.3 app.
Don't miss a very special Atlanta Braves Alumni Night on August 22nd when the Braves celebrate the 30th anniversary of the 1995 World Series team with a pregame parade through the Battery Atlanta, featuring fan favorites from that team like Greg Maddux, Fred McGriff, Javi Lopez, and more. Plus, the first 15,000 fans will receive a 95 World Series replica ring giveaway presented by Coke. Visit Braves.com/promos to get your tickets. Atlanta Braves Baseball, we are Braves country.
Hey, it's Flounder here, and this month at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we're celebrating love with a full month dedicated to the trend-setting, award-winning designs of Gnome Carver and Crown Ring, two of the most iconic names in bridal jewelry. Whether you're shopping for an engagement ring or wedding bands, we've got the largest selection in Atlanta. Special offers all month long, and every piece is backed by our low price guarantee. Even on Gnome Carter's latest Luna collection featuring a patented pillow comfort interior. And here's something you don't want to miss. Wedding Band Weekend is happening August 15th through 17th for 3 days only. Buy one wedding band, get one half off on all wedding bands in the store. It's the perfect time to find your forever rings. Come see us on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, on Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, or on Fisher Crossings Drive, Sharpsburg. And you can always shop online at SolomonBrothers.com and click Book Appointment for your private consultation with one of our expert jewelers.
The next big storm isn't a matter of if, it's when. Is your home ready? Southern Exteriors offers free inspections and dependable storm damage repairs with in-house warranties and honest service. Right now, get 10% off any job or 12 months, 0% financing. Hey, it's Tug, and I've met the team at Southern Exteriors. They do things the right way. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. It's 877-9-SOUTHERN or southernexteriors.co.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. Okay, you're driving along. Suddenly you hear that horrible sound of metal and crunching. It's an accident. Even if it's a little minor fender bender, man, that could be a nightmare. First, obviously, take care of yourself. But before you make a deal with an insurance company or anybody else, call David Van Sant with Van Sant Law. You know why? Because he used to work for the insurance company, so he knows how to get the right settlement and right away. Van Sant Law. Don't forget, if you don't get paid, they don't get paid. Protecting your interests. Insurance is great, but it's complicated. 855-GA-INJURY or vansantlaw.com.
If the president reignites the economy, the price of one commodity, oil, could go way down and dramatically reduce everybody's cost of living. But do you know which commodity could soar in price? Silver. Because silver is an industrial metal. It's used in things like electronics, cell phones, TVs, computers. And if the economy booms, the demand for all of these products will boom right along with it. That's why Investing Haven predicts silver will test its former all-time high of $50 in 2025 and move higher to $77 by 2028. That's a 50% price increase and 140% higher in 3 years. If you want to learn more about rising silver prices ahead, call Lear Capital now at 800-889-3070 for your free Sky High Silver Report and Precious Metals IRA guide. And when you call, you can also ask how to receive up to $15,000 in free gold or silver with qualifying purchase. 800-889-3070. Call them today. 800-889-3070.
Extra 106.3 personalities aren't afraid to tell it like it is.
Without Donald Trump, nothing that's going on would be happening right now. Donald Trump is changing the world.
And you'll never hear us spew that violent rhetoric from the left. So don't be afraid to tell it like it is. Because we're happy to have you as part of the Extra community.
I particularly like Donald Trump's actions in getting illegal aliens the hell out of this country.
Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Let's do the twist, baby. Look out. Da, 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 da. I promise you, everybody in my age bracket will remember the first time we saw our parents trying to be cool by doing the twist. Flounder, did you ever see your parents do the twist? You may be too young.
Absolutely.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
And were you horrified?
My mom and dad loved to dance. They would go out dancing all the time.
Really? Well, that's cool. But again, the first time, a teenager saw their parents.
What are y'all doing?
Oh, man.
Let's see you dance.
Yeah, I could do it. Only girls could do it. Like, girls could do the hula hoop, and the boys had trouble, but we could do a little twist, and get
Flounder
the foot.
should be able to dance.
Get the foot. Yeah, Flounder's got to be a dancer. Hey, here's dancing in there. He's doing a little something, a little twister-rooney.
What the heck?
Oh, he's doing
the old stroke?
He's doing the old lean twister. He's doing the old diving in lean twister. Holy
grab
smoky.
his tongue.
Well, it was
Get a
on this
spoon.
day in 1960. Chubby Checker was on American Bandstand and did the twist. It went to number 1 on the American chart. And again, 18 months later in 1962, it was the only song, the twist, to go to the top of the charts on 2 separate occasions. Chubby Checker. I think we just talked about American Bandstand the other day. Our birthday list includes Soleil Moon Frye is 49. She was in Punky Brewster, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and Wonder Years. Soleil Moon Frye, 49. And let's see. On this day in history... Hold on, so I got to get some new headphones or something. I don't know why I can't cover my ears properly. Sorry, but there's stupid things here. On this day in history, the story of Sumumu Yagamuchi. A matter of perspective, either one of the unluckiest men in history or one of the truly most fortunate. On this day in 1945, 29-year-old Sumomu Yamaguchi was an engineer for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. He was on a business trip to Hiroshima, Japan. That was when, on this day, the United States dropped the world's first atomic bomb in warfare on a civilian population and incinerated the city. Yamaguchi was close by from the epicenter of the blast, but he was temporarily blinded, left with his eardrums destroyed, and burns as his flesh was falling off the top half of his body. The next day, he suffered more radiation exposure as he made his way to the city center in an effort to find his way back home in Nagasaki. Yes, Mr. Yamaguchi was back at work 3 days later after the Japanese leader said, "Oh, that's all you got, America? Screw you, pal. We got nothing. Eat me, Yankee White Eyes." So Mr. Yamaguchi, round eyes. I got my metaphors all frack-a-lock there. Yamaguchi was back at work 3 days later. He's in his boss's office. And he's talking about that horrible experience he went through with that big bright light, and all of a sudden all hell broke loose. And then the incredible happened. While detailing the events of the last few days to his boss, sure enough, the bright light, the atomic bomb dropped on Nagasaki, killing 80,000 instantly, devastating the city. Not even the insects could be heard. The guy, this Mr. Yamaguchi, said the familiar blinding light filling the room. He said, "Oh my God, I thought the mushroom cloud had followed me from Hiroshima." His daughter said he and his wife both lived. For many years, he was wrapped in bandages for his skin falling off. He was completely bald. His head was messed up. My mother, she said, was also soaked in black rain, the rain that radioactive fell from the sky from the bombings. They were both poisoned. And yet, Mr. Yamaguchi lived to be 93, and his wife lived to be 88. And he was in both atomic bombs on a business trip, and then I got to get home to Nagasaki 3 days later.
They never needed a night light with him. He was always
always. And again, remember, as a kid, I used to have a radium watch. We all had radioactive watches, radium watch, glow in the dark. That's why they were popular. Hey, this thing glows in the dark. Cool. We're all worried. Radium poisoning, but I mean, seriously.
What's in those glow sticks we all had, too?
Damnedest thing.
What that was all. They didn't say, you didn't say the follow-up. He later went to Tokyo and Godzilla hit.
Yeah, well, incredible story. I didn't want to stress them too much. 5:40. Let's do tweets in a couple minutes. You want to get something ready? We'll do tweets. We'll do a couple of stories here leading into this.
Can we do them right now?
Well, we can do a Flounder is at the controls. We'll do that right now. Well, we're coming up more on Sydney Sweeney and the Butterface charge, and also freaking Beyonce's trying to get in on it. First of all, a little something we like to call Pete's Tweets.
All right, John found the best Waffle House review ever from a guy named Bobby who had gone to the Waffle House. All right, here's what Bobby wrote.
Yeah.
Came in for eggs and hash browns. Left with a black eye and a new girlfriend. I don't remember what happened between 2:31 a.m. and 2:47 a.m., but the Waffle House waitress said I held my own.
He has a new girlfriend? That's the best
stars.
part. That's the best part of it.
Yep. Heinz and Smoothie King are collaborating on a new drink. It's the Heinz Tomato Ketchup Smoothie. Would you drink this?
No, never. No.
It's just, that's puke
juice
right there.
No.
You know when you put a potato in the microwave and you push the pizza button, but when it's done, it's still a potato? Yeah, that's pretty much how choosing your gender works. Right. Turning Point UK tweets, no one looks around for the far right when they use an ATM at night.
Yeah, right. Good point.
Clown World explains gun control using a cartoon involving a wolf and some sheep. The first panel shows a wolf attacking and killing a sheep. Second panel shows other sheep seeing the sheep being killed by the wolf's teeth. Third panel of the cartoon shows the sheep saying, teeth are dangerous, so all the sheep agreed to remove their own teeth. The fourth panel shows the wolf still having his teeth. There's gun control. Barry was at the local convenience store counter and found two gentlemen in front of him, both wearing T-shirts with words of inspiration on the back. The first shirt read, Dear person behind me, the world is a better place with you in it.
Oh, my.
And standing next to him, the other shirt read, only whores can read this.
Oh, I wonder how long they got away with that. Pretty interesting. Oh, by the way, the Babylon Bee, if you saw the story, Donald Trump was up on top of the building of the White House. Babylon Bee, Secret Service in awe as Trump walks on moderately sloped roof. Remember the assassination attempt? And then another, Satan takes Trump to roof of White House to offer him all the kingdoms of the world. Anyway, and one more quick thing here. In fact, I'm going to talk about Sydney Sweeney. The Babylon Bee does this. The top two greatest things about Sydney Sweeney. One, she's made in the image of God, and two, she's someone's future wife. Those are the two greatest things about Sydney Sweeney. What were you expecting? Something else? Anyway, see, shame on you for clicking. Anyway, Carrot Pete and Flounder. And speaking of Sydney Sweeney, a progressive, prominent political scientist, they say here, is identified as Rachel Bitecofer. She's 48 years old, a prominent progressive political scientist, and she has criticized Sydney Sweeney's looks. She posted, she's a butterface who looks great in jeans. Butterface, of course, is somebody say, well, I love everything about her but her face. And that was a derogatory term for a woman who's not pretty in the face, but everything else is fine. You know the deal, right? So people reacted saying, you sound jealous. Yeah, jealous clearly. The slang word, she said, went on to say, nobody on the left is concerned with the Sweeney advertisement, and it was all rage porn on right-wing social media. Right-wing rage porn? They now have a new thing.
We're doing it. Yeah, we're doing it. And by the way, the woman who wrote that's 300 pounds and looks like she's been beaten with an ugly stick.
Oh, man. By the way, her analysis was featured by the New York Times, the Washington Post, Politico, Salon, the New Republic, Real Time with Bill Maher, CNN, and MSNBC. About Butterface of Sydney Sweeney. And by the way,
she can't control her own body.
Yeah, amazing. And by the way, Beyonce now is getting ripped on social media as Beyonce dropped her own new jeans ad, unveiled their latest fashion, blonde Knowles wearing a rhinestone-encrusted denim suit. After the Sydney Sweeney ad. So Beyonce can pose in a Levi jeans and it's art, but when a white woman does it, it's a national crisis. Both women, of course, being treated for their ads. Let's see. Beyonce collaborating with Levi's before the campaign. Double meaning of the great jeans and so forth. And let's see if we got any other comments here. People saying they're letting Beyonce get away with cultural appropriation in the ad. They'd never allow Sweeney to get away with it. Hard to recognize, but this is Beyonce with a straightened blonde hair and lightened skin. If Sydney Sweeney did an ad in braids, the world would melt down. Again, there you are. I mean, over a jeans ad. I mean, again, that's just astounding to me that this whole thing is about a sexy girl doing an ad for jeans. And someone had to go out of their way to make this a Nazi thing. Therefore, with Trump and the rest of it, I mean, how can they, I don't know how they sleep at night thinking of this stuff. This can't be a normal reaction.
Well, they're alone and they got nothing else to do in their life, frankly. I mean, but bitch about other people and be jealous of other people.
Well, that sounds like me, but I'm not going to call it a Nazi ad for the jeans ad.
You're not trying to drag down people above you, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's unbelievable. I mean, what a way to live. I feel, honestly, what a horrible way. Getting up in the morning, just being angry and trying to get somebody for political
And you
purposes.
know why? Because it's first world problems. They've been pampered their whole life,
right.
and they don't have any real problems to deal with, so they make up and manufacture things.
Well,
you don't have to worry about the Cossacks coming in and raping the whole village or burning the place down.
Yeah. How about walking across the country with a wagon train to find a new home and freedom?
Carrying your own seeds.
547, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounders. Up till 6 o'clock. Go Braves. Here we go.
If you love 106.3, then you'll love the all-new Extra 106.3 app. It's loaded with replays of your favorite shows like The Morning Extra and The Kimmer Show, podcasts from conservative voices across the South, and access to Extra's crystal clear live stream from anywhere in Georgia. Grab it now for Apple or Android.
You need a pre-owned car or truck, but you don't need the headache of searching for one. Spending hours calling dealerships, then spending half the day filling out paperwork.
Come on.
You need the Honest Car Guy.
Hey, this is Tom from the Honest Car Guy. We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly. We guarantee each vehicle we sell will come with a copy of the bill of sale, showing what we paid for it. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee. Guaranteed.
Get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Military veterans are eager to transfer their skills and experiences to civilian life, but lack trusted connections to expedite their path to success. That is, until they meet the Warrior Alliance. The Warrior Alliance goes the extra mile to reach veterans in their communities so they do not have to take this journey alone. With over 40 partners across 10 service areas, your donation goes a long way toward achieving maximum impact for a veteran and their family. Go to thewarrioralliance.org to donate today and commit to helping the Warrior Alliance change thousands of lives for the better.
Are you the type of consumer that likes to do your research before you choose a company? Well, then you need to join Dan Watkins, Chris Lolamy, and myself, Jim Niarchos, every Saturday morning at 9 for the All Four Seasons Home Show. We only vet local businesses with a proven history of integrity, competence, and solid customer service. The All Four Seasons Home Show helps you make a good consumer decision, save money, and not get ripped off. You can also follow our podcasts on Apple, Google, and Spotify. The All Four Seasons Home Show, Saturday mornings at 9, right here on Extra 106.3.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Neil Borch here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPs, etc.com.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
404-793-0000. 1 Glen Lake Parkway Northeast, Atlanta.
Modular and offsite construction is booming. If you're an architect, building engineer, supplier, developer, or contractor, you can't miss the Offsite Construction Summit, returning to the International Convention Center in Atlanta on August 19th. With the rising cost of traditional building, modular and offsite construction is changing the way that companies build. It's quicker, cheaper, and offers a faster ROI. So don't miss the Offsite Construction Summit, coming to the International Convention Center in Atlanta on August 19th. This is your opportunity to learn from and connect with the industry's best. Register today at offsiteconstructionnetwork.com. That's offsiteconstructionnetwork.com.
Album, the first collection to feature only original compositions, the title track being one of Dylan's most famous. The album consists mostly of stark, sparsely arranged story songs concerning issues like racism, poverty, and social change. Bob Dylan, Times They Are A-Changin', 1963. Wow, what a
nice
effort.
beat. You can dance to it. Yeah.
Well, it's just, this was really Bob Dylan. And the thoughts of it, think about what he's saying. The times they are a-changin'. Oh, what a story. What a cool thing. A couple of birthdays for you. We're going to play a couple of quick funny things here coming up. In fact, something Flounder found, which I've thought about before, and I think we baseball fans always have, and I think you'll get a kick out of it coming up in a second. First, couple of quick birthdays. Catherine Hicks, 74. She played Annie Camden on Seventh Heaven. And the mom on the original Child's Play, Catherine Hicks, 74. Actress Kimberly Conrad is Hugh Hefner's ex-wife, 63. Vera Farmiga, 52. The Lorraine Warren and Conjuring movies. Norma Bates on Bates Motel, but I remember her in The Departed. Vera Farmiga, 52. Anyway, for the record there. And let's see. Oh, I had kind of a weird thing popped up. Actually, two things. Did you know, remember, if you watch Seinfeld, remember this, the lawyer on Seinfeld, Jackie Childs? Well, that's irrelevant, but at that time, Jackie Childs, the lawyer. Jackie Childs is named Phil Morris, and he is the son of Greg Morris, who was on Mission Impossible. Which I thought was kind of cool. Also, a funny sign in a restaurant meant apparently for the employees, but people misunderstood it. There's a sign in the window that says, "All girls with long hair must be tied up. Thank you." Anyway, so I think we may agree with that. 5:55. Flounder found something really cool. Flounder, tell us a little bit about what you're going to play here for us about the baseball diamond.
It's just something I found on Twitter where a guy describes how the baseball field is it's the perfect thing ever. Take a listen.
However, baseball is a guy laid out a baseball diamond in 1845. His name is Alexander Cartwright. The distance between the bases was 90 feet, same as it is today, of course. It's the best distance there is. The fastest guy in the world can't beat out a ground ball hit to the shortstop. He's going to be out by half a step. But if he bobbles the ball or he delays, he'll be safe by a step and a half. If you're at first base and there's a base hit to right field, it's a bang-bang play at third base. If you're at second base with a base hit to center field, it's a bang-bang play at home plate. It takes the same amount of time to steal with a 12-foot lead off of first base, dive into second, as it does for the pitcher to release the ball, the catcher to catch it, and throw it down to the second baseman. There's no play in sports that's greater in a symmetrical ballpark with the ball hit into the gap, and the two guys go out in a double cutoff. The ball's relayed, and the guy tears for third base, and the ball and the runner hit at exactly the same time. It's the greatest game in the world. But
when you think about it, and also, how could they figure out 60 feet, 6 inches? Why not 4 inches or 59 feet, 10 inches? I mean, it's amazing.
They moved it back or forward, I think, at the beginning.
Yeah, and then the height of the mound, too. I mean, everything makes a difference. But again, when they first laid it out, there was an old Bob Newhart routine saying, wait a minute, you got 9 guys on this team? And, just, and how many couples? No, sir, it's not. When he talked to Abner Doubleday, tried to convince him about the game baseball and would just sell it. And Newhart said, okay, how many couples? No, 9 people? It was kind of bizarre. Hey, Kimber P. and Flounder, Howard Stern may be out of a job. Sirius XM at the end of his contract coming up. But he's been making $100 million for years.
He's doing all right.
So he'll be fine. But when he went woke, his ratings have disappeared. And for good reason. He's gotten too woke and crazy and Trump hating. And, so it's now coming around. Anyway, one more Flounder's Funny. I think you'll love it. One of our favorite guys coming up here with Kimber P. and Flounder. One more.
It's the silent treatment. The silent treatment is it's a very common thing. Everybody knows what it is. I think women are just born knowing it. I don't think you're taught it. I don't think it's like my mom did it and her mom. It's an instinct that's in us all that we all just know. And here's what made me think of that. I rewatched the movie Sixth Sense. And I'm not trying to do a Sixth Sense joke. This is a 20-year-old movie.
We were just talking about
I also have to spoil it, but it's 20 years old. So if you don't know by now, I don't know what to tell you, and don't be like, we're going to watch it tonight. We're going to go to Blockbuster on the way home, and so he's dead the whole time, and I don't know. That's if you haven't seen it, it's a pretty big part of it, but. For those that have, think about when you watched it. When we all saw this movie for the first time, none of us knew he was dead. That was the biggest surprise we've ever seen in our life, you know? We just thought his wife wasn't talking to him for like a year. That made more sense to us than him possibly being dead. And I was like, when I watched it, I was like, what do they show him dying? Yeah, that guy shoots him with a gun. That's how the movie's starting. That's how obvious they're like, hey, he's dead. And we still watched it for 2 hours, just like, I know what this guy's going through, you know? This is a movie about marriage and how hard marriage is. Yeah. Even if you get shot, it's your fault.
But his style is so unusual. He said, and don't be all like I was going to watch that movie tonight. I mean, just, it's natural. He just thinks of these things. He's naturally a funny guy. And he's one of my favorite comedians, Nate Bargatze. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Boys, tomorrow is Thursday. Now, we should have Shannon Burke.
Shannon Burke. He should be on the schedule.
5 o'clock tomorrow, hopefully, with everything going good. And now, Flounder, have a great birthday time off and happy kind of pre-honeymoon, post-honeymoon with Veronica, Mrs. Flounder.
Denied.
Yeah. And we'll see you again on Monday. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Christine, send me home, baby. I got to go. You're killing me. Look out. Herp and herp. Look out, Herb. I already said that. Oh, my God.
The Morning Extra. Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
What happened? I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News.
The perpetrator of this atrocity, which is exactly what it is, will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
President Trump speaking about the shooting at Fort Stewart, Georgia. Brigadier General John Lupus says Sergeant Cornelius Radford opened fire, shooting 5 soldiers.
Thankfully, all are in stable condition, and all are expected to recover.
General Lupus called the soldiers Radford's co-workers and said Radford used a personal handgun that was smuggled onto the base. A motive for the shooting is not yet known. Radford's in custody after he was tackled by fellow soldiers. President Trump joined by Apple CEO Tim Cook in the Oval Office to announce a $600 billion investment in American manufacturing.
These investments will directly create more than 20,000 brand new American jobs and many thousands more at the Apple suppliers like Corning, Broadcom, Texas Instruments, and Samsung.
President said the investment by Apple is a significant step toward the ultimate goal of ensuring that iPhones sold in America are made in America. The president also announced he will impose a 100% tariff on computer chips, saying companies that make chips in the U.S. will be spared the import tax. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the U.S. has a better understanding of the conditions under which Russia would be prepared to end the war in Ukraine after the White House says President Trump is prepared to have a face-to-face meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
If there's going to be a deal to end this war, it'll have to require the president to come in at the end and close on it.
Rubio and Kudlow on Fox Business. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff met with Putin today. Federal hate crime charges brought against Elias Rodriguez, the man accused of fatally shooting 2 staff members of the Israeli embassy in Washington outside a Jewish museum in May. America's listening to Fox News.
Summer is all about making memories, right? Backyard barbecues, road trips, maybe finally getting around to that hiking trail you've been eyeballing. But if you're living with pain, those future memories can be stolen from you. So here's a thought. Call 1-800-4RELIEF and try Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement designed to help your body fight pain. It's a doctor-developed formula made from natural ingredients. Best part? Relief Factor doesn't mask pain. It helps reduce or even eliminate it for good. Whether it's kayaking, running around with the little ones, or just chilling in a hammock, Relief Factor can help you feel better, move better, and do more of the things you love all summer long. So if you're ready to reclaim your summer, head over to ReliefFactor.com or give them a call at 1-800-4RELIEF. Do it now and get their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
A member of Congress is accused of threatening to expose private images of a former Miss United States.
A report filed with the Columbia County Sheriff's Office in Florida, obtained by Fox News, reveals the former Miss United States 2024 and Republican State Committee woman has accused Congressman Corey Mills of threatening to release nude images of her since February. The report says the two had a romantic relationship, and Mills is also accused of threatening to harm any men she intended to date in the future. Mills' office in a statement says, quote, "These claims are false and misrepresent the nature of my interactions. I have always conducted myself with integrity, both personally and in service to Florida's 7th District." In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
A new study finds too much screen time is not healthy for kids.
More than 1,000 people took part in 2 Danish studies. The results published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found 10 to 18-year-olds who spend more time focused on devices, including phones, televisions, computers, and gaming consoles, were at higher risk for diseases including high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and insulin resistance. Every extra hour of screen time boosted the patient's overall risk. 18-year-olds involved in the study spent about 6 hours a day on devices, while 10-year-olds averaged 3 hours a day. And all that time takes a toll on sleep, with both less sleep and later bedtimes, magnifying the relationship between screen time and heart health risks. CJ Papa, Fox News.
Apparently, you can actually go too fast on Germany's Autobahn. German police say a man was clocked going more than 199 miles per hour on the highway west of Berlin. The man who was not identified was fined 900 euros and banned from driving for 3 months. He was also stripped of 2 points on his driver's license, and that part of the Autobahn has a speed limit of 74 miles per hour.